welcome to the Party Dungeon. This is Dungeon Party. As always, I'm your DM, Blake Peebles, and here is your cast. We're here to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons! I do have an announcement this week, and that announcement is I practiced really hard all week to do French accents, and I couldn't figure it out. So, sorry. Sorry in advance.
No.
So we're not going to Salos.
No, you better fucking go to Salos.
No, guys, shopping
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we don't go to Salos right now?
I thought this was a school campaign. Can we just stay in school?
You can. That's your option. It's gonna be a short.
We gotta go to
It's
Salos.
gonna be a short session. You can choose.
DMs do be railroading.
No, you can choose not to. You are welcome to choose not to. It might be a weird session if you do choose not to.
I want to go. Where's that? I want to go to Karth. That's a place, right? Let's go to Karth.
You want to go to War Town? You want to go to? You want to go to War Island? Just it's fine.
We're going to Karth.
I love War Island. It's lovely this time of year.
There's a lot of war there this time of year, as with every time of year.
I just think the culture in Karth is like superior to what we have here.
I don't know about this. Yeah, you would katana of the Elder
They
Weave.
fold their steel in a special way.
Parthian steel
Hey,
folded
thanks,
1,000
Tommy, for the
times.
subs.
I've got a
52
katana in my
months,
inventory I have to deliver there, but anyways.
Yeah, that's
It's
actually
they haven't
the
learned-
main quest.
They haven't learned how to smegmate over there yet.
Okay, well then, I guess we're gonna just say that out loud.
You can't say that.
You're the one that gave me that item.
I did not.
Somebody did.
Yeah, I wonder who it was. Anyway, that's my announcement. Are there any other announcements or cherished bits we want to do before we jump into this thing?
I don't think I played anything.
That's
honestly.
all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry.
I'm crying on the inside a little bit, but I'll get over it. I think someday.
But also, well, like I need a new game too. I mean, like Baldur's Gate is gonna be a constant, but
Yeah.
like, I think part of the reason, well, maybe I should finish Tears of the Kingdom.
That's the thing. You should play.
I think I'm on my way to Ganon, but I think I keep. Oh, spoilers! Ganon's the final boss. If you didn't hear.
Fuck!
I think I'm on
You
my way
and
to him, and I keep and I'm like, no, I want to go back. I'm not ready.
You and
Although I
Phoenix.
have found all the Koroks.
No, you and Phoenix should get 2 other people and play a game called Dokapon Kingdom.
You really shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You should play some Dokapon Kingdom.
Ooh,
Now, Dokapon Kingdom
we'll do it. Wait,
is...
whoa! Sorry, interrupting you. We do have here, it's time for a special episode.
Whoa!
What's Chelsea playing?
Yeah.
Throwback version. Unless I already did this. Did I talk about Roller Coaster Tycoon?
I think you might have, because that sounds familiar to me.
Ah!
Yeah, we were talking about that one. Alright, tell me
Never
on Dokapon
mind,
Kingdom.
the end.
Actually,
So
Phoenix
Dokapon
would
Kingdom.
love Dokapon
So
Kingdom.
Dokapon
Chelsea
Kingdom
would-
is a turn-based RPG.
No, it's not.
No,
before-
oh my god!
It is. It just is. It is.
No, I hate this!
I have to send a picture that Chelsea just reacted to. I'm putting it in,
What picture?
General.
That is a 5-year-old.
Oh, is it the sexy demon? Yeah.
No, I don't
she's
think
not in
so.
this.
I don't think she's a demon. Spoiler
It's
alert.
just on the it's like what I saw when I went to the Dokapon Kingdom wiki.
Send it in the thing.
That's
The
a
wiki
child.
That's R34, right? That stands for wiki.
Stop.
Dokapon Kingdom is like Mario Party, but 40 to 50 hours long.
It's Mario
Oh
Party.
yeah, she's not in that game.
plus
I don't
a
know.
leveling character
I don't know who
plus
that kid is.
Monopoly.
I've never seen
No, that's
that
just
person before.
that's just a player character.
Oh, but
if
we're all
we
playing
pick
boys.
Woman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is there a later version? This
Yo,
one's for PS2.
PS2.
No, it's Dokapon Kingdom Connect.
Same game.
Oh, okay. Hold
Yeah.
on, I'm looking at the wrong one.
So y'all play together, and it's the goal is to have the most money by the end of the adventure, and it's hell. It's hell on earth. It's actually hell on earth.
It's really fun. It's really
It's amazing.
It's legitimately
you can-
hell on earth.
You can just kill and vandalize the other players, steal their shit,
Yeah.
change their names.
Yeah, Tommy changed my name to Waste of Space, and it stuck for a long time.
Yeah. You
Like,
can.
killed by a random goblin. The goblin gave him a bad haircut.
Yeah, Gom put shit on my head.
You can give into the darkness and become evil and fuck over all your friends, and then come back to being normal.
I think
and
friends is
have
maybe
to
not
live
the
with what
right
you've
word.
done.
I don't think friends is the right word for like what I consider you guys after Dokapon. If I'm being honest with you guys.
Dokapon's a blast.
Yeah,
Play it
rivals at best.
Play it with a group of friends you're ready to lose.
Yeah, surely it's a perfect newlywed game.
Yeah.
Is it like, can you do like 2v2, or is it always all like?
It's free for all. I mean, you could form alliances.
But like it does like it starts off fairly nice, and then devolves
very
into chaos
quickly
and
becomes
violence.
Yeah, we didn't fuck each other over for the first like 3 or 4
That's
chapters.
not true. Somebody killed me several times in the first 3 or 4 chapters, and he's still paying for it.
I had to get to town.
You know,
I had to get to town.
Blake did become the Dark Urge in like chapter 4.
Yeah, I've been at the bottom of the leaderboard the whole game, like just the whole fucking game. So.
How long does the game take to play?
400 years. It's eternal. It never ends.
Let's see. We're in
we've streamed 8 times, I think. So.
We've played 27 hours.
It's really terrible.
We're 28 hours in.
27.
We're in the last chapter.
So you say. We'll see.
We looked up that there's 8 chapters. Blake.
I don't know that I believe that, though. Because every time I'm in there, I feel like the rest of my life stretches ahead of me with the sound of Dokapon playing in my head. Anyway, you shouldn't play Dokapon. Thanks, Moncherie. Yeah, okay. Don't go to any shops in Salos, please, because
Thanks, Moncherie.
All right, well, let's play D&D. Thank you for your abridged. What's Chelsea playing?
It didn't even have. I already apparently did it.
It was who left?
I don't.
Tommy left.
Play D&D anymore. Steve, I upset Tommy so much that he left.
I know. I just my camera stopped working, so I.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
All right, we're gonna play fucking D&D now. We're gonna play fucking D&D now. All right, so last time on Bright Futures. Last time our heroes returned from their working field trip in Garrick Bastion and finally got back to school. Almost immediately, problems began rearing their heads once again. First, the Jade Prince showed up and asked them what it would take for them to support the war. After this encounter, the party also learned that Pierre wasn't as on his side as she had previously said. Next, the group heard from Colrell about a few ways to discover their and the Jade Prince's name. Unfortunately, those ways involve either going to Hell or the Shadowfell. The group spent the rest of the day going to classes and for Pierre acclimating to the new campus and crossing a good number of things off their list. They went to bed that night thinking of a potential Solosian visit and of the moody Ice Fae sitting on the roof of his castle on the lake. So we will pick up in the morning. It is the morning of Tuesday, the 3rd of Ilfar. The day begins. There's calisthenics early in the morning if you are interested in going to those.
Oh yeah, I've been missing these.
Gotta go.
You don't have to go.
I gotta.
Okay.
You gotta do calisthenics.
What's the season again?
It is late fall. You're approaching winter.
Oh, now that the lake is chilled, we could do polar bear plunge.
Yeah, it's pretty cold in there actually. Your class schedule today is politics, tactics, magitech, then academics. Although not everybody has to go to magitech. Only people who are signed up for that. Though you do hear in the morning that there is a slight class change. There's a slight schedule change. Instead of politics this morning, it is culture because Baronet Rogier Betrel has to go home because it is the Countess du Chamanteau's 40th birthday this weekend, and he has a bunch of duties to prepare for.
Happy birthday.
Name du Chamento?
The Countess du Chamanteau. Chamanteau is the last name. Du is of the Countess.
Name.
What?
You gotta
Well, you can do it that way.
It's a d, not do. It's a d.
Actually, it's Solosian, so it's a du in this.
No.
In this, it's not French. It's Solosian. Yeah, well, I'm leaning into it.
Chamanteau.
Douche on toe.
So he has to.
Hey, douche on toe.
Yeah, they're all just from the American South down there. Actually, we need French accents.
Louisiana.
Wait, French with an American Southern accent.
Sure.
Merci beaucoup.
That's a real accent, guys.
Yeah, that's just Cajun, okay?
That's just Louisiana.
Oh shit, you're right.
No, but yeah, so culture class is happening this morning because he has to head back tomorrow because there's a bunch of stuff going on in the Evdator Valley this weekend. There's going to be a joust and a masquerade ball and a hunt, and it's her 40th birthday, so he has to go home. So, you can head off to class, I suppose, if you want to. Do any of you take culture class?
I don't remember. I don't think Shandy does.
I don't know.
You have, I think you have the immediate list, Blake.
I do, but I figured you might have written it down.
It's written down somewhere. I have 154 pages of notes.
That's fair enough.
Actually, 154.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in section 91, so Septon and Una take culture class.
That I thought. True, and Pierre.
And Pierre is trying out culture class. Nice. And Everett, actually. Everett, you haven't decided not to take any classes yet, so you could go if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll go.
Cool.
Does Shandy only take Magitech?
No,
But-
Shandy takes Magitech and Handicrafts.
Oh, okay.
You
I
take crafting class.
Yeah. I'm just an art student.
Yeah. All right. It has, yes, so you go to culture class. The Baronet, always a very, carefully composed man, seems a little bit distracted today, as he's sort of checking a bunch of things off his list, though he does explain to you how big a deal this weekend is going to be for the Valley.
Una is organizing a birthday card for the Countess, being like, hey, can you sign it? Can you sign it? Can you sign it, guys? And then I'll hand it to him at the end of class.
Oh, this is kind for the Countess, for your friend. Well, that is...
I don't know if you guys do birthday cards, but...
It's not a thing in our custom, but I'm sure she'll appreciate it. She's quite taken with your, interesting culture up here.
Cool. I hope she's doing well.
Well, she is. She has a lot of suitors to deal with at the moment. Not for her, but for her niece.
Right. Who does her niece like? She's not so... so what qualities does her niece like?
Are you attempting to get this information so you can court her niece? Or
No,
help
not
someone
me.
court
Oh my
her
God.
niece?
Not me.
Yes.
Whoa. Whoa, not me. I mean, if we stumble upon... I guess the people that her niece need to marry are not this kind you stumble upon. But...
Well, generally speaking, no. She is to be the next ruler of the Evdator Valley, so... You generally don't want it to be anyone off the street.
No.
Well, nobility is a necessity, though I'm not sure that she particularly cares about that. No, she likes someone brave, adventurous, gallant, all the typical chivalric things, but knights are a bit below her station.
Oh. I see.
Her parental influence has been very robust in their description of the gallant adventures of knights errant in our realm, and it's taken a toll, shall we say.
Duly noted.
I was told to extend an invitation to all of you, should you choose to attend, but I figured you didn't want to.
We were actually just considering, taking a trip up to Salos at some point. Could be a great time.
He looks at you with the
Could be.
face of a guy who was sure the invitation to, like, his house party was about to get turned down, so he didn't have to do it. And he goes, good. Great. Well, I leave tomorrow morning if you're interested in coming.
Yeah.
Though if you are interested in
We
coming...
probably have other means to get there, maybe?
Well, if you do...
I don't know. Who's with me in class? Am I alone?
It's most everybody. It's Everett, Pierre, and Septon, I think.
We probably have other ways.
I've always wanted to see the Ebb to Trois Valley.
Well, it is one of the most beautiful places in the world, quite famously.
Cool.
It's certainly a warmer place than this. I am unaware of any other ways to go other than by foot. That would take quite some time, but you're welcome to find your own way. If not, inform me. I can take you quite quickly. But if you do intend to come with me, don't get too much sleep tonight, because we will arrive. If we leave tomorrow morning, we will arrive tomorrow night. It's quite far south of here, so you wouldn't want to sleep right before that. They call it a teleport lag. But yes, let me know, or let your administrators know, or what have you. It should be great fun to have you in our valley. Very well, I'm quite busy.
I had the map flipped around. Sorry, I was confusing Skembro with Salos. I was like, why'd it be warm? I'm in it.
No worries.
I'm back.
Yeah. And he heads out. Cool. Tactics class is up next, which you all have to go to. Tactics today is more of a chatty class than a active class, because the Admiral is telling you what your midterm is going to be. So you're all sitting down in one of the classrooms. She comes in a little bit late and says, "Oh, welcome back. I hope you fought some stuff while you were over there. Heard a rumor.
Dragon.
Heard a rumor about a dragon. That's good. That's good work. You thoroughly trounced your underclassmen. Last time we had a bit of a competition, and I imagine you'd still do the same. But they've been working quite hard, so I'm gonna make midterms competition again, but a little less direct to spare their feelings in case you absolutely house them a second time. You guys, both classes are going to be doing the same challenge, and whoever completes it first, or completes it at all, is going to win the competition. Though I'm not going to score you on whether you win or not. This is going to be meant to be a pretty difficult challenge, and I'd be surprised if even you all could complete it thoroughly. So, I'm not going to give you all the details. Don't want you to do too much research on that. I want you in the moment, but both classes are going to have to overcome an obstacle as a team. The obstacle will be rescuing a hostage from a powerful enemy. There's going to be an obstacle, and there's going to be some forces, probably Magitech automatons, maybe some spectral combatants, see what I can get my hands on, are going to try to prevent you from doing all that, and you will have a time limit to overcome this obstacle, defeat these foes if you choose, and rescue your hostage. So be prepared for that. On the day, you're going to want to bring, spells that can get you in and out of places, spells that can negate enemy effects, your A game, that's an important part. But keep working out, keep fighting stuff, and you'll probably be ready for it. And again, I'm not expecting you to complete the challenge, it's about how well you go about it. So, for those of you who might be worried, and I've been warned, and she looks over at Una and Shundi, not completing the challenge does not mean failure. Just want to be very clear about that. In fact, you could score top marks and not complete the challenge.
Insight check her.
Go for it.
I don't believe you. 19.
She does not seem like the kind of person who really gives that much of a shit about grading. She cares about training people. That's been
Una does not understand that.
That's been her role, it seems. So she seems more like the kind of person who she believes what she says. She's not gonna fail you if you don't do it, but she also doesn't really give a shit. So that could be good or bad.
Okay.
Sounds like completing the challenge could be extra credit.
Sure. You know what? Sure. Extra credit if you do manage to complete the challenge.
Amazing.
Top marks, extra credit. That'll encourage you. All right. Well, go do 3 laps. And the rest of tactics just is workout, calisthenics, and stuff. Magitech is the next class, and that is Shandi, Septon, Everett, and Pyrrha if she wants to. I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Cool. Cool. It's a pretty standard class. A lot of what Magitech has been so far is so because it's you're pretty deep into the first sort of trimester here, but it's not a easy topic to get into really unless you've been raised in it. Which I guess Shandi, you've been raised around Magitech, so you have some ideas of how it works, but the rest of you not so much. But today, Emberly, and it's slow-paced class because Emberly is older than time, and he tends to forget things a lot. But today, he is talking about some of the practical applications of Magitech. He has you guys working on a gem. He's giving you glyphs to physically carve into the gem, and it's sort of having you work around while he lectures while you go about your work. And he says, we're all aware of the practical applications of Magitech, and it's helpful to have it available at a time. You don't have to waste all these things. But the real power of Magitech is the transfer and storage of energy, power, and potential. For an example, with the right gem and the right magical wiring, a cleric of, let's say, Paylor could store a degree of their holy power ostensibly forever. And then anyone could use it. A wizard with no connection to the divine could use Magitech to gain access to powers only those who dedicate their lives to devotion could claim. This obviously helps in allowing magic to become more usable by anyone, but I believe the potential is the interesting thing. A chaplain knows his soldiers are marching to their death, and on the day he won't be able to save them all. Well, no matter. He can store his potential to save their lives ad infinitum. When the battle comes, as long as he has stored this energy away, it can be used forever at no cost to himself. Well, the same for a wizard. Say they have a plan that needs absolute precise timing, but also years of preparation. This gives them the flexibility to start the plan now and still have everything in place when the experiment has to happen. And then he starts talking, he starts sort of peeking over your shoulders. He says, oh, that's the wrong glyph. Telling you which things to carve in and not
Excuse
carve
me,
in.
Professor.
Yes, Everett.
That all sounds very fascinating,
Yes.
and I'm sure it could lead to a lot of great things, but couldn't it also be used to give power to people that don't have the wisdom to use it?
I'm afraid I don't follow your logic there, Everett.
Well, think about it this way. You say that a wizard could access the powers of a cleric. Well, the cleric has had to spend their lifetime learning the practical application of that magic and how to use it, responsibly. And the wizard hasn't. The wizard doesn't necessarily encounter spells. It just seems to me that as you gain ability, you also gain understanding and wisdom. And this, aren't we just a little worried that, you could put power in the hands of people that don't respect it?
Well, I suppose that might be a problem in Kerleone or up in the backwaters of Scambra, but here in the Empire, education is the most important thing. I mean, I would say, and studies have shown, that our populace is more intelligent, more educated, and more capable on average than anywhere else in the world. So yes, it could be a problem, but in developing this technology, in spreading this knowledge, we have also spread the wisdom to use it.
Okay.
That is the goal and the dream of our glorious empire, Everett.
Of course. Well, how's my glyph look?
It's a little shaky there, but overall pretty good.
Thanks.
And the rest of the class sort of goes as normal with him going on his impassioned rants as you guys, with very little direction, carve crystals. The final class of the day is academics. So you all meet Elitha. As you meet Elitha appear, another wood elf actually, She says, "I heard there was a new student. It's very good to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Pierre.
My name is Elitha Veerwarden."
I am from Lun Ewenor.
"Oh, well, very good. I've been many times. It's a lovely place."
Yeah, it's not doing so hot lately, but
No.
just hoping we'll change that.
Well, I heard after the summit, they've reached an agreement with the Empire.
Yeah.
The whole of the Viserion. Well, that's a little worrying, frankly, but I have no doubt that it will turn out okay.
That makes one of us.
Well, if I'm being honest with you, Pierre, I said it to reassure you. So if you don't believe it, then I suppose I won't keep up the pretense.
Great, so you're like a history teacher or something?
Yes. Well, academics in general, but history is one of the things that I teach, yes. You're coming in right at the end of a unit, I'm afraid. And right before midterm tests. So we'll figure out some sort of arrangement for you, because you can't be expected to be tested on all the stuff that the students have learned over the course of the term. But I can give you a reading list if you're interested in catching up. I know some of our students are very studious, and some of them not so much. As she looks around, and I assume Tether didn't come. I think it's a fair assumption.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
In my class, questions are always welcome. So speak up if you're ever concerned or confused. Class, today we will be finishing our unit on the building blocks of the universe. This final lesson is, well, it's a bit less concrete, perhaps, than the rest of what we've been working on. Today we're going to be talking about what constitutes life, or a soul. Everett, I've been informed that you were spoken to about this, if somewhat briefly, by quite an intelligent and knowledgeable individual on the subject. The world-carrying card of the Extant Sortilegium, the only creature I'm aware of who's been able to create synthetic life, synthetic souls.
We did talk about it, yes. He's
Yes.
Nice man.
And I'm sure you're aware, as from that conversation, that constructs and undead such as yourself are not considered alive because there is no life energy or soul attached to them. Now, there are always edge cases in these things, but outside of those two categories, all things possess inherent life energy. Strangely enough, this includes devils, for whom a mortal soul is the base of the creature, and many more mortal souls than booster its strength. Demons, who are all formed from a minuscule fraction of the soul of the abyss herself. And even, though there is some debate on this, the gods. Though it is blasphemous in some circles to say, there have been texts from the age of the gods that prove the existence of their souls. That actually works as quite a good segue into our next semester, where we're delving quite deep into the gods and their effect on history as well as culture. But for now, I'll simply speak on how they live just like mortals do, us. And for some of them, Rathis, Alona, Palor to an extent, this is a good thing, a mutual connection to mortality, which is why they allegedly serve. But to others, the Tiamat, Hextor, the Scarlet Mistress from time to time, this is a terrible reminder of their weakness. And though no proof of a god's death has ever been recorded, there are rumors. It's rumored that it's just as possible to kill a god as it is to kill a mortal. And that is the reason, some say, why they fled the mortal planes. But I won't get too deep into that. That is what next semester is about.
That's so interesting. We've never heard anything about that before. No frame of reference whatsoever.
For what?
For the conversation about gods having souls.
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't call it a theory. I think it's a little bit more proven than that, but it's not the most commonly spoke of, particularly in places like Renarsia or Salos. That would be a very bad thing to say in Salos, I imagine, though I've never been myself. But yes, so, and then she continues from there to talk about what constitutes a soul, the different ways that it sort of manifests itself in mortality, and how it can deteriorate or how it can be built upon, like in the case of devils before class.
I lean over to Una. Should we tell her? Why not? She might be interested.
Septon's gonna lean forward from behind them and go, "Could be funny.
Could be funny."
In their
Could be
heads,
funny."
in their heads. I'm like, I feel like somebody told us not to say something.
Averith said...
Averith say...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Averith said we
her least
shouldn't
favorite
tell
guy,
people that.
actually. So.
If you do this, I am not a part of this group.
All right, jeez, Louise. Sure.
Like,
You'd quit the bright futures over this?
okay, I wouldn't be part of this group for like a week.
All right, well,
You guys think we could get along without Una for a week?
Like, I'd still hang out with you, and everything would be the same. But I am disassociating from Bright Futures, my principal, for a week if you do this.
I don't know, Una. A little bit ago, you didn't think the gods were real.
No, we retconned that.
We retconned that?
You called me stupid.
No, I said it's a fine take as long as you're aware it's sort of a flat earther take in this universe.
The DM did call you stupid, if I remember correctly.
So are you gonna tell her?
No, I've been threatened, so no.
It was a soft threat.
Maybe the softest threat, actually.
Fully pull back on.
Clearly, it means something very significant. So
I'll be handling all threats from now. Threat department right here.
By the end of class, she says, so, and that concludes our lesson. The rest of the week, you will be using our academics period as independent study for the upcoming midterms. They'll function very much the same as last year, though 2 of you weren't here for that. It's tests. It's several written tests. 1 multiple choice, 1 essay, 1 short answer.
I like tests.
You like tests?
Yeah, I mean,
good.
You know,
I
it's
do
pretty
too.
straightforward, right?
Yes. Well, they're a way to improve your knowledge in a concrete way, which is rare, really.
They're also probably the how do I say? I don't mean this to be mean, but in the grand scheme of things we do, tests are
Still just as important.
No, failing a test does not have the same implication as failing in combat
Maybe
on one
not
of our
on you.
on one of our field trips, you know?
I disagree.
I take 50 psychic damage if I fail a test.
Yeah,
if I get a B, I take like 30.
Failing a test is bad, but it is not as high stakes as a lot of the things we do here.
Well, you won't die, maybe. No,
Was that supposed to be a threat? Was that a threat from my teacher?
Yes,
Did my teacher just threaten me again?
Yes, Septon, I'm threatening you. That's absolutely what it was.
Whoa.
No,
How else is that to be interpreted?
Well, you never know. A test might kill you. Depends on how important the test is.
Oh.
I feel like this is actually a threat.
It's not a threat. My tests won't kill you. Unless you become very invested in them, I suppose.
Whoa.
But I have heard what the tactics midterm is. I have not heard from Corel about what their idea for it is, but I do hope they don't take you to hell this time, because that was not great. in hindsight. But either way, if you have any questions, you can find me in the library, or you can find me in my my home. I will be available to answer whatever questions you want. Pierre, I will send the reading list to your dorm, so you have that.
Okay.
Well, best of luck to you all. It's good to see you again.
Bye, Aletha.
Hey, guys. As much as I really want to do this Rom Com arc, do we know how long this is going to take with Matchmaker?
It is so much more important than our midterm. I do not care, or our final, or whatever this is.
Midterm.
Like, we have to go. We have to go engineer this and stop a war.
Here's the thing.
It is more important than us passing a test.
Do I
Even if
have
Aletha
to join
absolutely just threatened me.
But
As important as the test is, let me phrase it this way. Our midterms are almost 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Slightly less. Look at what we just accomplished in the past 2 weeks. We should be able to knock this out in a couple of days.
Also, I can
It's no dragon.
I can zip us around now, so it should make things easier. Right? Like, if we just wake up the morning of the test, we can be back here in time. Is how magic works, I think.
And I will remind you that the deadline for the marriage thing is the end of your term.
This term.
Right.
So if you do midterms, you will no longer be able to do the marriage situation. Or the situation will change.
As much as I am worried Aletha might kill me after a test now, because I genuinely...
Just by thinking about it. She's so cool.
I genuinely don't know how the fuck else I'm supposed to read what she told me.
Well, I'll be bringing all my study supplies, so...
I still have to go stop the war. That is still, like, the most important task on our list.
If you say so.
I think we should try and figure out this guy's name.
That, too.
I really want to learn this guy's name.
Is it just because you want to kill him?
Well, yes. Well, I don't need to kill him. I just need him to be out of my life. But also
Forever.
How cool it'd be to be able to boss him around forever if you have his name.
True.
That's a lot of power.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to get him, like, you know, away from me. But so I don't know what the best alleyway is for that, or the best course of action is gonna be for that, but
True.
I guess we gotta talk to Colrell about that one. Get some
Well,
information from them.
Colville already told us, right?
Did they? I thought they said we had to sign a contract.
No, Coral said the two places you could learn the name, but was like, hey, if you're going to do that, can we maybe sign a contract so you don't use it against me?
Right.
Coral might also have a way to get you to hell, because they are from there.
I think first thing with that would be, let's figure, I think we're going hell route, right? Because Septon, you definitely don't want to go back to Shadowfell.
I'd rather not go to the Shadowfell, but, like, it could be a two birds with one stone situation. Could be funny to go to the Shadowfell.
I want one bird. One bird. For once, I want a trip to have one bird. Is it too much to...
Everett makes a minor illusion of, like, a little house sparrow.
That is so
And
cute,
it's just, like,
Everett. I
chirps at
really
you.
appreciate it.
And then Everett makes a second bird next to it.
the Everett terrorizes Una arc continues, I suppose.
Then Everett makes a rock kill both of them and drop.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, I never really thought about how grim of a figure of speech that is until just now. Thank you, Everett, for that enlightening demonstration.
It didn't really feel good to do now that I'm looking at him. It's a good thing
Maintaining the illusion while they're dead on the ground.
Sometimes I wonder.
Then they
who
raise
I've
back up.
allied up with over the past few years.
Then I make them raise back up as ghost birds, and I'm like, oh, not so bad.
Una does the minor illusion sensor screen that she did in the ghost house at one point. Do we have to roll to see whose minor illusion tops?
If you put it in front, yours is going in front.
Right, I know some magic too.
Cool. So classes are over for the day. You do notice that Nimneth is still sitting on his roof moping, and he has been since he started doing that last night.
All right.
Let's whip up some hot cocoa.
Yeah, we're going to visit Nimneth.
Well, okay, wait, hold on a second. I feel like there might be something for me to gain here, too, because... Like, JP's behind the whole Nimneth thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Nimneth is... I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but that dude has been ripping through Wood Elf villages up in the woods around, my home. So...
Oh yeah, wait, what happened at the summit with your town?
It's a big old pain in the dick. Like,
Oh.
the Imperials are coming in and making all the Wood Elf villages kowtow to them. Lunewinor is not even called Lunewinor anymore. It has some stupid name like, I don't know, Dick Suck Junction. It's offensive. It's awful. So, and part of the reason why is because people are terrified. Like, villages getting ripped apart.
We can just skip past that.
We're just gonna keep going.
I would.
DM, is that canon? I don't see it on the map.
You don't see it on the map. That's all I'll say.
I'll add it to the map.
That's actually a town you can get in Dokapon.
That's maybe true.
You gotta pass through there a lot.
Anyway, continue.
No, the Imperial name is not Dick Suck Junction. It's Root Wander Junction. But like,
That didn't sound anything alike.
so yeah, I heard that it was
Sorry, you got given a new name, and there's a bunch of...
a new name, an Imperial name, nonetheless. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I figured out it was somehow orchestrated by JP by manipulating that guy over there. So I was coming to find you guys because I heard that you guys were working for him. So I was gonna try and buddy with you until I got a chance to get close to him and I don't know, make him go away.
Kill him.
To post this riddle too. Yeah, whatever. I don't like. I could kill him. He seems slimy and slippery. Like it might be hard to do. I should really change my player name.
Are you a vengeance
Oh,
type person,
looks
though?
Like Blake has to do it. I can't change it myself.
I can do that.
I'm still turned. You'd have to close out a Foundry to
Yeah,
do it. I think you have to
I'm
switch
just
players, so
I'm writing a note to do it.
do it later. Oh, I'm sorry, Uno. What'd you say to me?
Are you a vengeance type person?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm more of a girl boss type person, so whatever that entails.
Is revenge
What?
under the tree of girl boss?
Vengeance,
Absolutely.
Vengeance girly?
Yeah.
I think vengeance girly
I think
is
so.
right there. Because if you want to go vengeance route, I feel like getting the name is...
Cool. So should we talk to this guy and maybe see, like, maybe we can form this little cool alliance or something?
If you can get anything
Yeah, that's
out
what we've
of
been
him-
trying to do for like the whole time that he's been here, and he's
Oh, you guys
He's-
already talked to him?
giving us the cold shoulder.
Hey.
Hey!
We're the reason that he's here.
But
We-
hey,
we-
guys, no pun intended. who was it? Somebody told us that. Who was the person who said he was bummed that we haven't said hi yet?
Elias,
Elliot.
who he seems to have formed a
like-
friendship with.
So, like, he's kind of warmed up to us. Not like. We just have to tread carefully. But we're on a decent path right now, you know? The approval rating is like.
He's
Right in the
hard to read. I can't tell if he really likes me. Or sorry, I can't tell if he's like likes me, or if he kind of hates me the most. Like,
But honestly, like, Pierre, let's see what you got.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go talk to this guy.
seduce him.
Oh.
Okay. What's his name?
It's a suggestion.
Yeah, but I know his name.
Okay.
Look, all is fair in love and war. That's the thing they say, right?
It's been said.
Yeah. No, they say that. Somebody
I
said that.
intend to make love and war. Not necessarily
Right.
that order.
Oh.
All right, you're heading on over to Nimneth's floating ice castle.
I
Una,
do,
Una
yeah.
panics.
Wait, I need someone to come with me. Who wants to be my sidekick?
We're all aren't we all going?
Oh, okay, you're all going.
No.
Yes,
I mean,
this
all
was a
of
group
us.
activity.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pile in the kayaks and get on over there. Canoe, I guess. Not fuck it, it's kayaks. They're kayaks now. They've always been kayaks, actually.
Who drums to keep
We've
us
got to
Yeah,
Probably the
who's,
bard.
who's the coxswain?
Am I proficient in
In coxswaining?
No, in percussion.
Yeah, you might be. I don't know.
I don't know.
You have the
think I might
symbol
just-
of storms, so you probably are, right?
I do not have the symbol of storm.
Yeah, you just bought that, didn't you?
No.
Really gotta go.
I
to
thought
the
you bought
bathroom.
that.
Don't do anything too cool.
It's
Okay.
not in my inventory. It's not in my inventory.
I thought you bought that
No,
in
arguing
Garrett
about
Bastion,
the wrong.
but it was not. Anyway, cool. You make your way on over. And as you approach, Nimneth looks down from his roof, and he sort of like steps down as icy stairs form beneath his feet until he's back down on. There's sort of a part of the iceberg that he's formed in front of the house. And he stands. He's got his armor on. He's got his sword strapped to his back. And he just stands coldly in front of his castle, looking at all of you.
He does everything coldly.
That's true.
Okay, I look up at him and I call out, Nimneth, Prince of Winter and banished son of the Shadow Dowager. I am Pyrrh from the Viserion. May we speak? I get a curt
What
bow.
language do you say this in?
Oh shit. Do I have any inkling that he would respect Sylvan more than any other language?
That's the
Probably,
Fey. That's the
right?
Fey tongue. Yeah.
Oh, I speak it in Sylvan.
You see his eyebrow raise. It says, "So, you do not speak the slang that your people came up with. You speak the real tongue. You may approach."
Oh, interesting. I approach. Is there like a clear route forward?
It's just
Like up
ice.
to-
It's
ice-
just like
that's
open
it.
ice. Yeah. He's come down, so he's on flat level with where you landed the canoe.
Okay. I noticed his respect of the Sylvan tongue, and I'm going to use a feature I have never used yet before.
Cool.
I am going to use my Master of Intrigue feature to unerringly mimic the speech patterns of him, basically, like Sylvan nobility.
Cool. All right. As you you change your speech patterns to be much more formal. Nice. Yeah. No. He sort of gestures you forward. Though before you approach, he says, "You've fallen in with these people."
Yes, I have. Actually, I sought them out seeking the one I believed they to be working with, but I later learned they were perhaps being manipulated by, and I think perhaps you may have fallen into the same trap, if I may be so bold. Jade Prince Prince of Glass.
If you're referring to the bureaucrat,
I am.
I was not lied to. My advisor was. But he has since left my service.
And if I may be so bold, are you bitter towards him? Do you harbor any feelings of resentment? He lied to your advisor, intending to use you.
I am no stranger to being used, but since I left my home, never have I been so bound as by this bureaucrat. He imprisoned me literally, and now he imprisons me. If you consider threat a power, his lackeys that you walk alongside, they are now my jailers.
Ah. Well, his lackeys, I gesture over towards them, and I are beginning to form a plan on how to rid ourselves of him.
Tell me, why do you hate the bureaucrat?
My home is the Viserion.
I don't know the names of the places of your world.
One of the cities of the Viserion was wiped off the map by yourself.
Ah. Well, then do you not hate me?
It's a complicated question. Difficult way to start a conversation, but I think that perhaps you and I have more alike than different.
You're kinda interesting.
The Wood Elf in particular, or a
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They all welcomed me as a guest. They did not put up a fight, not to begin with. And here you stand, against the one whose hand laid your people low, and you seek community instead of vengeance. The people of my court, well, I can think of a rare few who would do that.
Well, there's a saying amongst my people. Many trees makes a strong forest. Of course, I have complicated feelings towards you, but I have the hunch that we may be unlikely yet stalwart allies.
And the tree joins hand with the hatchet. Very well. I'm intrigued.
We seek the true name of the bureaucrat.
Names for his kind. They hold power, yes?
Yes.
It's always been an interesting thing. When I was young, I had a habit of stealing names. I suppose I could do it again.
If I may ask, how exactly are you being bound? How are you jailed here? What is it? What power is it that people have over you?
Well, quite literal power. We have faced one another before, and they succeeded. My life was in their hands, and I imagine it would be again, should I try anything.
Oh, I see. Perhaps I can speak to them about not striking immediately. I'm sure it'll be hard to help us if you are feeling imposed upon.
I would have care with accepting them as allies. They tend to keep their pets isolated, leashed, and uncared for. And I don't just mean that dog in the cave.
Yeah, because that thing is not leashed.
At times, I feel as though my leash is tighter than its, and that is quite disrespectful.
Okay. So, what do you think of my offer?
I'm impressed with your spirit. It seems anathema to that of your people. And I'm interested. I would assist to steal a name once again.
Okay. Do you have anything in mind, or because this is something that we are still forming our plans on as well?
If he is from the same place the fiends I know are from, I have been. I have wandered its icy plains. I have waded through its rivers of fire. Though I could not be a guide, I could help.
That may be all the help we need. I suppose that when the time comes, I will come and find you. I don't know how soon it will be. I gesture at his palace, and you are content living here for the time being?
Content? No. But
Do you intend on going anywhere?
I don't have much choice.
Because of...
Sort of gestures with his eyes to the rest of the party.
Okay. I give a polite bow.
He also bows as deeply as you bowed.
Oh. And I give him a traditional Viserion goodbye.
He doesn't respond to that, but doesn't seem to offend him in any way.
And I walk back down to the group.
Cool.
Ask
So
the group. Oh, okay.
that was all in Sylvan. So I think only Septon could understand what was said there.
How'd it go?
With Sylvan. Okay. Question for you guys: what are you doing to keep him here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. It was part of our discussion that he
With-
could be here like us. He could be around. We could go to town. You know, he could come with us to town. He could be around. He could be part of our little community here. He considers that to be worse than any jail last time I talked to him about it.
Nah, he still seems that way. Yeah, but for some reason he seems like you are keeping him on a leash. Like he cannot leave this area. So either somebody lied to him as disguised as you, or he just.
Well, he
really
knows that if he
No.
leaves, the Jade Prince is gonna be pissed at us.
Yeah, and the Jade Prince will probably come for him.
Oh, this is part of some agreement you have with Jade Prince, that he has
Yeah.
to stay here.
It was essentially the Jade Prince will, I think it was kill him or he stays here with us. Was that it?
Yeah,
Who's
no, he was gonna kill him. It was basically you requested to take him with you, and the Jade Prince was like, "Okay, you can, but he's your responsibility. So if anything goes wrong, that's your heads."
Interesting.
And we told him as much, and he's respected that, which is nice. But he's not been friendly to us. How did it
Well-
go? What did he say?
He spoke to me, and he's in. If we go to hell to find the real name of the Jade Prince, he'll come with and help us fight.
I knew
That's
this
great.
was worth it. That's great. We got a Fey Ice Prince on our team to go to hell. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Wow.
You're eager to trust a Fae.
Oh, I mean, we ain't got no choice. it's nothing but trust and faith, people.
That's usually how it happens, isn't it?
It is a little tricky for me. Nimnath up there wiped out one of the towns of the Viserion, which is the woods from Lunae-Winor, where Lunae-Winor is. But there was another Fae too. Did you guys catch another Fae or hear of another Fae destroying cities, perhaps? Out in that direction? Do you remember part of that in this whole business you had with?
Well,
We've
Was it
encountered
with the
many a
green?
fae.
didn't we kill a green fella?
There's a tall, long green fella, I believe. Even further back, we were dealing with a Peaduir form of fae, I believe.
Okay. Well, so I guess it seems like we have a powerful ally. Yeah, it just sort of seems really sad. Doesn't want to do anything. Doesn't feel like he can leave because of whatever agreement is set in place. Doesn't like it here, but
If we kill the Jade, or if we get the Jade Prince's name, he's free to go.
Yeah, he can be
Right.
sad as long as he
Don't worry
helps
about
us.
I'm assuming he'll be safe if we get the JP's name. So
Yeah, I don't think that's anything we really have to worry about. Can we make that offer, you think? We tell him, like, hey,
that's kind of
You
what
help
I
us with-
implied. I mean, also
Yeah.
he knows that he's outmatched by us. Sounded like he's not going to try anything with us. So,
reassuring.
yeah, he was strangely trusting of me, seeing how he's definitely seen us be buddy-buddy. So, I don't know. Maybe he just liked my impressive speech. I'm really good at accents and dialects. It's like a little secret talent of mine.
Yeah.
He likes...
Can we hear
Wait, do
some?
I...
Do Solosian.
Okay, sure, I'll do Solosian. Well, Pierre does. Actually, wait. Has Pierre heard Solosian yet?
The Baronet does not speak with a Solosian accent. He speaks with a very low Solosian or common proper accent. So you probably haven't heard any Solosian. I can't imagine why you would have.
Yeah. Sorry, Una, I don't actually know that one.
Oh,
I've never heard a Solosian accent. Can you give me an example of it?
nope. Got it.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can probably pick that up pretty quick. Let's see, where have I... The Wings of Aramir. What is that? Who is that?
The Wings of Aramir were the bird folk that you met in line.
Oh, right, from the Elemental Watch. You remember the Wings of Aramir from the Elemental Plane of Air? I can do their accent perfectly. And I don't know, I whipped it out. I don't remember how they talked.
You whip it out!
Me neither.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to Dixon Junction.
Fuck.
Also, I can do
What
the
kind of
Q
accent do they have there?
I got the Q corporal from the bureaucratic city. Also from the lines that we were waiting in.
Oh yeah.
I just do like 5 or 6 odd different accents we heard that day.
No, actually, no. You would have heard Solosian because the hooded figure who talked to Shandi did have a Solosian accent. So you have heard Solosian.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe we're back to Lancer, Force, and Phoenix 2 accents.
Remember when we pressured you into doing an accent, like, for real, for like 10 minutes?
Which accent was it that you
It
guys
was like
forced me to do?
Russian or German or something.
Probably Russian.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
no,
did it. It was good.
German. I can't remember. I don't.
I think it was German.
Oh, okay. How do you do German? I don't remember back then.
You took a swing and we all liked it, so that's what I remember.
It was like German adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. No, you do get the sense. I mean, what's your passive insight?
It's fine. It's not that high. It's fine. It's 12.
Yeah. I mean, that's enough for you to have gotten the sense that, like, he legitimately seemed surprised by how correctly you spoke to him.
Okay.
And that probably went a long way in him having good feelings about you.
He likes nobility.
People think because big muscle means small brain, but sometimes big muscle also big brain. Okay.
That's a drill I've actually been trying to teach the those who don't like to study is that the muscle is the most important brain in the body.
The
Muscle is the most important brain in the body.
Did I mess that up?
Nope. Perfectly said.
I'm sorry. I was up all night using the water slide.
Into the fucking late fall frigid lake.
The magically cooled lake.
Yeah, it's also
Shandi loves a polar bear plunge.
Okay, yeah, clearly.
So that's great. So anyway, what are we doing now? What's our immediate next goal here?
We're gonna go make people fall in love.
Cool.
Or
Yeah,
at
it sounds
least
like it sounds like
least
it's
get married.
romance arc, then go to hell and get the name.
Yeah.
Well, romance arc.
Wait. Romance arc
Midterms.
Midterms.
Romance.
Go to hell.
Go to hell.
Midterms.
And
I
also,
don't know if
winter break happens after midterms, but you could just go
Listen,
straight to hell if you want to.
If we-
need winter break in hell. Do
I've
we
had winter break in hell.
Yeah.
need to do anything to prepare for romance arc?
The quest is on the board. You can go check it. There may be additional information. I mean, physically in game. And you know that Mrs. Lee administers the board, so if there's questions you have or things that you want to know, she would probably be a good resource for that.
Shoot. Quest board. There we go.
So what's the goal of romance arc?
Solosian diplomacy.
Let me check the quest board.
The
I wonder
nobleman Althea.
what
arrested-
town we'll have to go to for the romance arc.
It's probably Dixon Junction, the most romantic town in all of this area.
I want you to know that when I first started thinking up of Pierre's characteristics, I thought of her just being really, like, constantly saying shit like Dick Suck Junction or like.
I kind of love it.
Or like, Sithmar's saggy ball sack.
Oh.
Using phrases like that, but
That's
I don't
awesome.
know, maybe you should do that, actually.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
if I remember, I'll keep doing it.
So, we have some kind of relationship with the Countess.
You saved,
like-
you saved her life.
However, I do think we need to go in with a good proposal. Like, for lack of a better word. Because I would feel bad just talking up Resk's son and lying about it. So I think we need to know more about Resk's son.
have we considered being very honest and explaining to her that this could save millions of innocent
true.
lives?
Or that route, true.
I know I'm not always one for honesty, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm just going at this with romance, and maybe that's just not what's gonna happen.
We could appeal to her sense of honor and be like,
She does somewhat owe us a favor.
yeah, but asking her to marry someone?
I know it's a big
Well,
favor.
It's a big favor.
The Countess is not marrying anyone. It would be her niece, who you're trying to...
Well, then, you know.
That's fine.
Listen, man, we need you. We need you to make a life decision for your niece.
Oh, we could meet the niece.
Meet the niece.
We
And
also
then-
know nothing about Resk's son.
We gotta get some info on Resk's son.
What do we know about this? Raise your hand if you've ever been married.
Everett, raise your hand. You've been married thousands of
Yeah, I've
times,
been married
Everett.
thousands of times.
I
Yes.
don't know, Everett. What do we know about this?
Well,
Yes.
we know that there are flowers involved.
Mm-hmm. And what else?
Shandy's scribbling vigorously in her notebook.
Often the flowers are very expensive.
Right.
We know that sometimes there's poetry around. Some people like that.
Ugh, ew.
We know that the families have to like each other, or at least that's helpful.
Well, they have to appear to like each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is like
that's
a
a big-
political marriage.
It doesn't always happen that way.
Right.
And sometimes a marriage can save the world. Avatar music, please.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
So that's a start. Well, why don't we do this? Let's meet them both, and let's figure out what they're looking for.
We have the rest of
do we
today.
know whether Resk's son will be present in Salos right now?
You don't.
Would he be at that party?
You can talk. You can talk to Mrs. Lee. She might know.
I could drop a line to Resk.
You could drop
You,
a line
you
to
should
Resk.
not. I would not recommend doing that, Septon. I think that would go poorly for all of us.
Actually, well, it's not.
Boy.
It's not a bad idea. We can tell him that we're taking up the quest and say, like, do you have any elevator pitch your son? Help us out here.
He's gonna be like, I've never met the boy.
Okay.
Oh, we could do like a we send notes from secret admirers to both of them.
A Cyrano de Bergerac situation.
Yeah, we send notes. We send what they send. There's the person that wants to meet you, and there's this person that wants to meet you, and then it's the other one, and then it's actually not. It's us, but
Well, actually, I think
Already.
that's more of
Yeah.
if one of us were pretending to be the person and one was writing all the words.
That would be Cyrano.
What's the one where they write letters? It's
Sleepless in Seattle?
You've got
based
mail.
on Shakespeare
got-
originally, isn't it? And then it was
well,
like
12th night.
redone a
12th
million
night's the
times.
one. 12th night's the one where
She loves me is the music.
she poses the man. Yeah. But that's not canon, so we can't. talk
That's
about
a
that now.
Scarletta Adair classic. I've created a character just for this purpose.
Nice.
Yeah.
I suppose we should see if we can get a guest list or something for the wedding or for the birthday party to see if he'll be in attendance.
dancing.
Yes,
What about it?
they have it at weddings often.
It's part of it. It's part
part
of
of
it.
it.
Wait, but we're not planning the wedding.
No. But dancing is a way that people
Oh.
can meet can come
Unfortunately-
together.
So if they're both at the birthday party,
They could dance together.
we orchestrate a meet cute.
Also, they could hate dancing. Like, both of them could hate dancing, and that could also be set. Mutual dislike of things is a great attractor.
Nothing brings two people together faster than hate.
True.
See us and Nimneth.
So if we can find out something that they both don't like, and then they could run away from it together. You know how that works?
Yeah.
Resk.
True. I do remind you all, we've got, like, tonight, and then we gotta leave for Salem.
Let's check with Mrs. Lee to see if she has any further information,
Yeah.
and then we could ask. Does what's his face? Is he around on campus? The guy we're traveling with.
The
potentially
Baronet.
tomorrow?
Yeah,
The Baronet?
he should in theory be here. He stays here on the days that he's here, so you could talk to him.
We could also track down the Baronet and ask if he has a guest list, so we can at least confirm whether or not Resk's son will be in attendance.
Is there another? Could we pay a wizard to just teleport us there so we don't gotta?
I don't know, wizard. What's your rate?
Well, I don't know. I don't know where the gate is in Salos. I don't know how to get there. But
One thing you would
We could-
probably know, Everett, is there's probably not a lot of teleportation circles in Salos. Arcane magic is a thing that is allowed there now, but wasn't always.
there's got to be one though.
There's probably some.
What a fucking backwards...
You don't know about it. No, to be fair, a lot of the country got murdered by wizards. So they were like, okay, fuck that. We're not doing it anymore. We got the gods. The gods got our backs. And then more recently, they were like, okay, you're allowed to do wizardry
I have the power
here.
of God and anime on my side.
But
That's
but,
what
like,
that's what they say. Yeah.
But can I make
That's
can I make a history check? Is there like, is there another? Can we pay a wizard to just teleport us there so we don't gotta?
Failure.
Can I make a history check? Is there like, is there another? Is that a thing that happens in this world that you can like pay a wizard to teleport you places?
Sure, go ahead.
D20. Oh, I rolled a natural 20 plus I think mine is 9.
So you would know that if you are really good friends with a powerful wizard, you can get them to teleport you places. Generally speaking, that's not something that's available to the public. Teleportation circle networks in Zymor and a little bit in the Bergen Coalition are sort of the public version of that.
This might be the dumbest reason to use this, but we are owed a favor by a very, very, very powerful wizard.
That is true.
I don't get it. Didn't our teacher tell us he would take us?
He did. But you have to go tomorrow morning, is, I think, the
That's
key.
fine. Guys, we'll do this one by the seat of our pants. It'll be fine.
We work best under pressure, usually.
And if it doesn't work, we're going to hell to get the name anyway.
Alright.
This is mostly like bonus trip to see another part of the world.
Yeah. And stop a war while we're there if we can.
And also, if I don't do Resk's favor for him, my winter break could be very awkward.
That too.
That's very true.
I think he did threaten you at one point.
One
He
point.
didn't just threaten me, but I don't think y'all know about that.
So I still have a vote for Septon calls Resk and asks for elevator pitch for his son.
I mean,
So we have like
Well,
talking
I-
points.
I could start it with, "Hey Resk, we're doing the thing you asked us to. Pitch your son." Do you want me to do that?
You can do
I'll
it, but
test as well.
I'll feel very uncomfortable in the presence of you doing that. It's it's like when you're a kid and your dad's talking to your friend and you're third wheeling.
How
try
are
and
we
do this.
supposed to succeed?
I think we should try and do this entirely through the children, not the children, the people, like the grown adult children of the people we're talking about talking to, their children. We should talk to Resk's son and the niece directly.
We don't.
We could
we
do
know
that.
where Resk's son is.
No idea.
We can find him. He's got to be around. I just worry that if we talk to the adults, you know what kids hate doing is the things that their parents tell them to do.
An interesting point, actually.
But we know.
Especially noble children. You ever try to talk to a freaking prince? Oh,
I just don't know how
Yes.
on earth we would find him in whatever amount of time we have. Like, how would you go about doing that?
well, we go to the town he lives in, and then
Wait,
we.
where does he live?
What? Somebody's got to know where Risks, where they are. Like, we got to know people that know people. This is
A thing that you, I don't know if you were here for this, but Resk's son and wife do not live with him where Shandi lives with him in the city. They live in a country home, and that's all that Shandi's ever been told.
Am I calling Resk?
You can call Resk. I will go in search of a guest list to see if we have one, just so we can start with a yes or no basis on whether he'll be there tomorrow.
Alright, I am ready to take some psychic damage.
All right, enjoy that talk. Enjoy living in my shoes for a few seconds.
Septon's gonna cast Sending,
Okay.
targeting Resk,
All right.
and Septon is gonna send the message. What would Resk's title be?
Lord.
Papa.
Lord. Yeah.
Do not call him Papa.
Daddy Resk! Lord Resk. Septon Xanthus here. We are taking on your mission. Give us some info on your son. We'll help move things along.
Cool. The message is received, and he does respond. But first, Shandi, you're going to speak to the Baronet, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go track him down.
Yeah, you find him. He seems to be taking care of some paperwork in the administrative offices. He looks to you.
Hello. I'm sure you know me, but I'm not taking your class. Apologies for that. Only so many hours in the day.
That is all very well and good.
But I'm sure you've heard the good news that we will be joining you tomorrow for the birthday celebration.
Officially be joining me. Great.
We would just wonder because we want to know. We want to make sure we're prepared with, who to expect to be there. Is there a guest list we could peruse?
There is a guest list. I'm curious why you need it. It's not exactly proper protocol for me to be handing that out to anyone.
It's always, best to be prepared in these sorts of situations to avoid any social faux pas where, between you and me, several of the bright futures are a bit awkward in situations around the upper classes.
Oh,
so
yes,
I just want to avoid any awkwardness here.
Very well noticed. Well, that's a noble ideal. No issue there. Yes, I do have a list. I imagine most of the names wouldn't be familiar to your companions, but you may know a few on here.
I'm very grateful. May I take this with me, or should I just take a look now?
Please peruse it here. I do need it. As a member of the party planning committee, I will have to have access to that once we arrive.
All right, and I will just scan the list for any resk.
Cool. You begin looking through the list. It's hefty. It is a big collection of papers. It's practically a journal. And you see that the names are all sort of different. People are invited to different parts of it. There is there's the masquerade ball, which is, and this is also going to give you a sense of when things are actually. But there is the masquerade ball. Come on, Foundry. All right. The masquerade ball is on Monday, which is her actual birthday, and that's like the culmination of the celebration. And there's a bunch of people invited to that, but that is the smallest list. There's also there is on Friday a joust. And the list is a little bit different from that one. On Sunday, there is a hunt. And through the weekend, there is a celebration or a festival just happening in the capital, in Jelokar, for anyone. So there's like sort of carte blanche everybody. But the list changed. The people who are invited to the joust and the hunt stay pretty similar, and you do see some names that are repeated on all of them. You do not see Althea Resk's son listed there. But you do see a reservation at all of the events for surrogate of one Lord Althea Resk.
Okay, is there a name connected to that? Or
it literally says surrogate of one Lord Althea Resk.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for letting me take a look at this. I'll make sure the rest of the group is well briefed and prepared to...
Please do. This is quite the high society affair.
Well, I'll leave you to your work. I'm sure you're very busy party planning. I know how it can be. We plan a lot of parties here.
Yes, I've noticed. We shall meet here tomorrow early.
Very well.
Cool. So you grab the information that his son is not going to be invited, but surrogate of one Lord Althea Resk is. Septon, Resk responds. No information needed. Shandi will be the surrogate. End of message.
All right.
Shandi comes back to the group. So, turns out Resk's son will not be in attendance, but Resk is sending a surrogate, so we should speak to him as soon as we can.
Oh, Shandi, I have terrible news.
What? Did it not go well?
You are the surrogate.
Oh.
Russ just told me.
Wouldn't it be awkward if you fall in love with the niece?
No, wait, that's what...
We should do our best to...
That would be awesome. Shandi, what's your type?
Shandi's getting visibly flustered.
No, we can't see that.
That's true. I think you could still tell that he's getting agitated.
Yeah, shifting his feet.
Yeah. This,
like a shifter.
this, so
Is it a teacher? I won't tell anybody.
Whoa,
Sorry.
Pierre.
I
Here,
just-
you haven't gotten to know our teachers well enough. None of them are worth having crushes on.
I don't know about
Well, I
that.
mean,
Oh, no, that's
I
not
went to
true.
that class with LFS. Some of us have a lot of respect for her. Not everybody, but some of us do.
Why would I have respect for her? He threatened to kill me.
Yes. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted. Go on.
well, I just I guess I'll have to figure out how I'm supposed to represent somebody I've never met tomorrow,
Not tomorrow, Friday.
Friday. What day is today? Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got some thinking to do.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that you guys weren't on the iceberg this whole time. You went back, I assume.
Yeah.
You do notice that
Oh, yeah.
there is a note on the quest from Mrs. Lee that says extra information. Come see me with a little chickadee drawn next to it.
Mrs. Lee. Let's go.
Going to Mrs. Lee's office.
Well, you head on in. And she seems glad to see you as always. First thing she says, "Hey, Pierre, how are you taken to the school life?"
Oh, it's going pretty well.
Oh, great.
I'm slowly meeting all my teachers, getting all my classwork, meeting the other students and the people. Yep.
That
Real
is
natural, it seems.
that's good to hear. That is good to hear. So, what can I do all of you for, my darling little chickadees?
Trying to get Shandi a date.
Huh?
No, we're not doing that. We noticed that there was more information available for the Resk job. on the
Yes,
whiteboard.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. So,
The rest quest.
the Resk quest. Yes, yes. So,
Westy Resky.
so it has been updated a little bit. Some tense messages were received by our organization from Lord Resk about how long it was taking to get this done. So he did send someone in your place, but that person has information that they can probably give to you. It's a man named Deje Flag, I believe.
Oh.
So he is staying at an inn in the capital called the Rosy Knave. And he has supplies and information about being Resk's son's surrogate. And the original information is you are to arrange a marriage between Althea Resk's son, who is also named Althea Resk, and the niece of Clarissa du Chamanteau, who is named Anise. Which I'm realizing right now, actually about that's that didn't really cross my mind until literally this moment. So. D&D's pretty easy actually. DMing's the easiest shit in the world, guys. Well, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Is your brother's name a nephew?
She's an only child, I'm afraid. An orphan as well.
Okay. Let's get this out here so it doesn't come out in front of her.
No, she was raised by the Countess and also her grandfather. Is the information I have, but that's about all I know. But yes, if you meet this Deje Flag at the Rosy Knave in the capital of the valley, then he'll have more specifics for you as well as materials. I'm told. I don't know what that means, but
Uniform.
well, actually, that very well might be it. Resk's house colors and whatnot. I noticed that you don't wear those as much anymore, Shandi. So perhaps that's good.
Well, I should probably don some of my old clothes for this job.
Oh, and I did want to say, Shandi, I was sorry to hear about the loss of your belt.
Well,
It was a dashing belt. It really suited you.
it's water under the bridge now, but I do appreciate your sentiment. It's a struggle for you, understand.
No, I understand. Well, I hope you find a new one.
I'm always on the lookout, but it's hard to replace such a magnificent belt.
Oh, I could imagine. Now, before y'all leave, and she reaches under her desk and pulls out a basket of muffins.
Nice.
I just don't know where to put these, so it's gonna go to you.
Thank you.
I feel like I can hear Tether screaming no in the back of my mind right now.
Tether cast detect poison.
They're not poisonous. Get that out of here, dude. Cool. Yeah, that's, Oh, and before you leave, Everett, my dear, I know this might be a bit insensitive to say, but, you shouldn't let anyone know about your whole undead situation. You really shouldn't reveal that information to anyone while you're there, else you may be exorcised, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it. So just keep that under wraps while you're down there. They're a very pious people. Don't take too kindly to the whole undead thing.
Okay. But I'm so friendly.
Oh, I know. And we love you here, but it's a different culture.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no, I'll make sure nobody knows. And he like puts that ring on and like hits the button.
You're muted, Septa.
You could use the goblin mask.
You could just be a goblin the whole time. That's true.
I don't know that would work particularly well either.
Do you think that they'd like this better? And I put it on.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know if what their feelings on goblins are. You might want to talk to the Baronet about that.
Okay, I will.
Go to the Baronet in that disguise and just be like, hey, how do you feel about me? That's how all goblins talk.
Do I talk like this now?
Yep.
Hey.
Hey.
It's Governor
Hey,
Ghoul.
Baronet.
And I don't know why every time I envision you turning into goblin form, I immediately see you doing this.
How you doing? Yeah.
Okay, well, so I as I'm sure you're aware, there's a bit of a 12-hour time difference between here and there, so, if you leave tomorrow morning, you'll be getting there tomorrow night. So, plan accordingly.
Yeah, he said, don't get a lot of sleep.
Yes, we don't want to be teleport lagged.
Yeah.
Perfect time to catch up on schoolwork, eh?
You're so right, Mrs. Lee.
Oh,
Thanks, Mrs. Lee.
Of course. Well, thank y'all. And do bring me back something. I've always wanted to go to the Avdator Valley. My husband says one day he'll take me, but it hasn't happened yet. So, I hear it's the most beautiful place. Bring back a souvenir for your old administrator, won't you?
Yeah, we'll find something for you.
We've got you.
Well, enjoy, my darling little chickadees.
Bye, Mrs. Lee.
Bye.
She goes back to her mountains of paperwork.
Damn.
Maybe they sell cart licenses with Lee on them.
Maybe.
Well, keychain. Do we know her first name?
Mondulfrig.
Oh.
My God.
Oh, they definitely sell those. That's gonna be the first one on there.
She's a gnome. They got weird first names and normal last names.
Oh, I've got some work to take care of. So I suppose I'll see the rest of you tonight.
I'm gonna go figure out how to find Alfiar Resk Jr.
Okay.
I don't fully get it, Shandi. We're supposed to go,
Yes.
and you're supposed to be like, hi, I'm this guy who you should marry.
Shiny,
But I'm not him.
No,
I'm an envoy.
I believe I'm pitching myself as a representative of him.
This is literally
can-
how one of my books starts.
You can you can make a history check, Shundi, if you want to, about this courtly tradition.
Yeah,
Right.
why not?
Well, this makes it way easier, guys.
That's what my book was called, A Courtly Tradition.
We can't
Yeah,
sell.
you probably know about this too, actually, because
Can
you
I
romance
history
novels. Yeah, go
check
for
on
it.
my romance?
We can't sell Resk,
8.
son, who we've never met.
16.
But we could sell Shandi.
Shundi, you're a little flustered. Una, you know that there is a Seleucian tradition of courting where before, in a more pious time, the two newlyweds weren't supposed to even meet before their wedding day because that would be considered sinful. So surrogates wooed in their place until the actual wedding day. It's looser than that now. You don't have to do that, but this is like still an acceptable way to court people.
Okay, I explained that to Shandi.
Oh.
So it's all mystery. It makes it a little more... Well, in my book, it made it cool. I'm gonna go get my study materials.
Yeah, in your book, she fell for the surrogate and they like ran away together or whatever.
Una, I need to borrow the book.
Okay, so Una hears that, but she's already running. On Shandi's bed will be a court tradition.
Sweet. All right, so Shandi's got some light reading to do.
It's hefty.
Yeah, this is unrelated, but I called my dad today about something, and he told me that my mom has started reading that fantasy romance novel that everybody's reading. That series.
Court of Horny Fairies.
Maybe, I don't know, but he was like, "Yeah, I don't get it. I thought it might be a book that you read." I'm like, "No, that's a different thing." I'm glad she's reading it though. I think it's a Court of Thorn and Roses. Yeah.
Avery was very disappointed by it because whenever everybody says it's horny, she's like, "Not horny."
Yeah, I don't think it's like crazy smutty, which is why my mother is reading it. You know, like she wouldn't if it was too raunchy.
My boss told me they were reading that.
Scenes are definitely raunchy. It's just not as many scenes as you'd want.
Real ones, no.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out Illy Hyman.
Never shout out Illy Hyman, I think. I think that's a crime in certain locations.
Second stream in a row, Illy Hyman's come up.
You know, we're down from our peak of every stream for the better part of a year, so... Anyway, Everett, you're looking into stuff. What are the rest of... Well, I just want to check what everybody else is doing, and we'll jump to you. What are other people doing with their afternoon, evening, and potentially night?
I'm gathering all the study materials to bring on the road.
You're packing efficiently. Cool. Septon, what are you up to?
Septon's gonna follow around Shandi, trying to figure out the best way to, like, pitch Shandi to someone.
Okay.
Shandi just goes back. He's gonna go back to the house and just sit in the downstairs common area. And so Septon's just gonna watch him read, and occasionally he'll be like, "Oh, good lord."
Yes, Septon's really basically just like trying to figure out, okay, how can we sell Shandi to someone?
Yeah, I mean, you've known him for a while. You're watching him. We'll check in on Pierre when she's back. Everett, what's your plan? What are you up to?
Okay, so Everett happens to be the best researcher this side of the Mississippi.
He is a good researcher.
And he's going to start. Lord Alfiar Resk is famous.
Yeah.
Very famous. And there's nothing that people like more than a nice gossip magazine or periodical. So he's going to start by looking if he can find like an archive of like gossip periodicals, right? Or like maybe the school would have that, or maybe somewhere in town would have that. Or maybe there are like some chatty Cathys in town that just sort of like to talk about famous people. I think he's gonna start with that, and he's gonna make an investigation check to see what he can turn up.
Instead of People magazine, it's Humanoid magazine.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this. Is this it? No. Where is it? Cool. Go ahead and make an investigation check to look for an archive in the Hagen Library.
Okay. Oh, 21.
21. You search high and low, and you are confident that that is not the kind of thing that you would find here. But you know someone who reads Zymorian Weekly religiously. Who probably does actually have a
Archive of Zymorian Weekly.
archive of all of it. Yes, I'm just trying to find her name where I have all the stuff. Yes, Venna Quint, Septon's not girlfriend, is a huge fan of the gossip rag. She reads it all the time. There were many times when you were sort of little brothering this summer where she would start talking about drama, and like Daphne and Isla would engage a little bit, but like clearly she was way more into it than anybody else.
Cool.
If anyone knows this sort of thing, it's Venna. She's not very good at studying, but she could tell you like who slighted who at the Grand Zymorian Ball 13 years ago, like instantly.
I'm gonna go find Venna.
Cool. You head into town. School at the college has also gotten out, and you know where Venna likes to hang out. And it's in the Ash Grove, in the nice part of town. She's often at one of the higher end shopping districts over there.
Cool.
With we'll just count your. I know it's a different investigation, but it's not hard to find her, as she is basically sitting at the mall. Looks like she's waiting for someone.
Hey, Venna. How you doing?
Oh, Tether. Oh, Everett. Hi, Everett.
Good to see you, Venna.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually just waiting. Riven asked someone out on a date, but he doesn't know what to wear, so I'm gonna help him buy some stuff.
Oh, well, I got an extra granola bar. Do you want granola? I got some extra granola. Do you want to share
that's
some with me?
so sweet, Everett. I'm good though.
Okay. Hey, I wanted to ask you because I know that you know a lot of things about a lot of people. What do you? So do you know Lord Alfear Risk?
Oh, do I ever?
Whatever happened with that whole divorce?
Well, no divorce. That's the rumor, right? Because she doesn't live in town. No one knows who she is. No one's seen their kid. They live out in the country, but like no one knows where that is, right? It's weird. It's crazy. So some people think that she was a commoner, that she like came from low blood, and he married her out of love, but he's ashamed of her, so he keeps her secret. And you know, he's a shady character himself, so any sort of forgery could have happened. He has the money, he has the resources. I even hear, and like, don't quote me on this, because it's dangerous, but I even hear that he's like in with a thieves guild. He's in with the Shaded Alley.
Whoa, that's crazy. The Shaded Alley. Wow. So that's interesting. So they married because of love, or
well, that's the rumor, right? That's what we think. I mean, because why else would he not show her off? He shows off his servants, he shows off his soldiers, he shows off his wealth all the time, but he doesn't show off his wife and kid. That's weird.
But he's a very sort of like closed off, kind of angry seeming person. So like the idea.
I don't know. I don't know about angry. He's suave. He's actually. I mean. Like, I don't mean to say this, but, like, he's kind of hot, really. Like, he's a suave, charismatic mover, you know?
Yeah.
He's young. Well, the weird thing is, and I don't know how true this is, but apparently his dad was the same way about his wife and kid back in the day. Like, this is like a Resk tradition.
Wow. So nobody knows who she is at all.
She's Mrs. Althea Resk, you know, but...
Yeah. Interesting. Was there anybody else involved with that whole stuff? Like anybody that got them together, or I don't know. Was there any other rumors about people?
Like the weird thing is there isn't. There's rumors about mistresses all the time, like all the time.
Huh.
But about the marriage, no. I mean, as long as anyone's really known Resk, he's been married, but we haven't known who she is. In fact, actually, it was right after he got married that he took over his dad's sort of title and all the whole thing.
Do you think he ever visits her?
He might. He is a private guy. Like in his private life, he keeps it very private. So like, I don't know how often he's going to the country. He goes on business trips all the time. But they say that like he goes on business trips with like younger women who aren't his wife, sort of deal. But you can't really read into that too much because they say that about everybody.
Yeah, but okay, so, but it, So what?
I didn't know you cared about this sort of stuff, Everett. We could have been gossiping about this like the whole summer.
Well, I mean, it matters. Like,
it does matter.
It matters.
I would have liked hanging out with you way more this summer if this is what we were talking about.
Matters now.
Yeah, no. Well, we should hang out more and talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but what else? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of all this stuff. I mean, what? Go for it.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Right? And he probably wants his son to be successful and like have a good life.
I imagine his son's gonna sort of take over after him, like he did for his dad, and
Yeah,
so
but you can't. But like, if you're a smart dad, you can't just hide your kid in the woods for 30 years and then expect them to have the skills necessary. I mean, is he just like? Could he just be undercover in like a different name or something? Like, like
you mean his? Oh, so like he's that would be juicy if his son was like in society as someone else,
and like we wouldn't know. Maybe his son doesn't even know. Can you imagine? He probably knows.
I mean, I can't think of anybody in the Capital Society who like looks like him, because I think he'd be a heartthrob, right? Like if he looks anything like his dad, we'd know. You know what I mean? Like there would be paparazzi wizards following him everywhere. But yeah, it's illusion wizards who like take pictures with magic and then they spread them across.
Yeah. No, I know.
But I can't think of anybody, but like magic exists, and Resk is like a magic guy. I think everybody thinks so. Like maybe he's disguising his kid. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but
because that's what happened with him too, right? Because he came out of the woods after however long, when his dad like retired, and then he got married and took over the business, and he was very savvy like right away. So like that makes way more sense than him learning.
Yeah, he would like be like someone that is out and like developing the skills to take over the family business. Interesting. All right. Well, thanks for chatting. I hope your friend.
No, this is so much more. Do you want to just keep talking? I can ditch Riven.
Yeah, sure. Let's chat.
Okay, all right. There's some other gossip that you got to hear about.
Well, I can't wait.
Yeah, she gets up and she takes you around the fantasy mall and talks to you about all the goings on with the Zymorian elite and who's cheating on who and which young prospects are maybe getting married this year. And
Riven's gonna be our big bad with how we keep treating Riven.
The camera like follows you and then it pans back and Riven like walks up and he's got his like coin purse holding both hands, looking around.
I need to know who Riven asked on a date.
Remember when we all paired up for prom and we didn't invite Riven? Riven's gonna kill us.
So he looks at her and he's like, well, I bet she'll be here soon. I'll just wait. And he sits down on the bench and waits. And the time lapse goes and the mall closes.
When Riven becomes the big bad, Shandi's the only one he's not going to have a stake in the drama because he was alone in a castle all summer.
It's true.
So for reference, as the conversation between Bennett and plays out, what I'm looking for is a name that I can legend lore, right? I'm looking for like, I want to use the spell legend lore, and I could just use it on Althear Resk Jr. But if there's like a butler or like somebody who like would better illustrate because there's more publicly known information about them, that's what I'm looking for.
He's Althear Resk the Fourth. To clarify there, but yeah, I mean. She pretty quickly moves into like, it seems like she's exhausted her Resk drama, the child Resk drama, or the younger Resk. She has plenty to say about like all the specific times people are like, oh, Resk is cheating on his wife. Oh, so and so is trying to flirt with Resk, whatever. A lot of what you get is like other people who would be around Resk's age, who are sort of movers and shakers because of their parents in high society in the capital. The one that keeps coming up the most is sort of a newcomer, is a family with a new lordship, because the town, or the city, I should say, let me pull it up. The city of Kmirna was recently given a lord. It didn't have one for a long time because it wasn't big enough, but it's become this big enough thing that now somebody is the lord of it. So he's the son of this new money guy, and he kind of came out of nowhere, but he's hot stuff because he's very suave and smooth and cool. And his name is Bennett Favarian. I suppose Lord Bennett Favarian, but he's the son of Lord Favarian. Thuvar. I'll just put it in the chat.
Wow, he sounds like a pretty cool guy.
I would risk it all for Bennett Favarian.
Wow. Do you have a picture?
There was a bit of a scandal, so he was actually in this week's Zamorian Weekly. Come, we'll go buy it.
Okay.
She takes you, and
Let's go.
She grabs it, buys it, flips through, and she shows you a picture of a blonde, sort of coiffed-haired half-elf with like a sharp jawline, high cheekbones, dressed in like very fancy. Like the first day when Dagar was in like really trendy clothes, like the same style of clothing that Dagar was wearing. And he's got a woman on his arm, but her face is covered with like something with a big question mark. And the whole article was like who is this lady?
I thought you were gonna say it was like a sticker or something if you go Mike Wazowski.
No, like it's the article is about like who's the variant's new beau.
Wow. So this is what does it for you.
What do you mean?
Interesting. You know.
Well, it's not just his looks. He's like a smooth operator. They say that he's the one running the scenes, running his family's company, like behind the scenes and everything. His dad's just there because he's his dad, saving the spot for him. Like he is he's the future, Yeah. But he's our age. He's my age, so like he's attainable.
Yeah. No. You should go meet him.
I'm not gonna go meet him, obviously. It's like a celebrity. Why would I go That'd be like going to meet like a blast ball pro. Like I'm not gonna do that. If they come here, I'll definitely try, but I don't live there. Like why would I do that?
Yeah, no, I mean, fair enough. No, that's a stupid idea. I'm sorry that I
Have you never had a celebrity crush?
There was one. I don't think you would.
No, please.
Well, you never like names like a celebrity from like 1500 years ago.
You're not from here, right? Okay, that's why I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
No, that must be somebody from wherever you're from. Where are you from?
Yeah, no.
You're from Salos, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why I have these. No, that is.
Well, I mean, if you don't live in the capital, you don't have to talk like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we should do this more often.
Yeah, I think so too. Do you want to walk back?
I am late to meet with Daphne. I gotta go.
Oh. Okay. Well. Bye. Thanks.
No, this is a great way to spend my afternoon. I don't remember what I was gonna do before. All right. I'll see you later.
No.
He's the final boss.
I guess I'll walk back and see what happened to Riven.
Riven is sitting quietly on the bench, just sort of looking around. He's got like a coin purse in his hands.
Oh, hey, Riven.
Oh, hey, Everett, how's it going? Have you seen Veta by any chance? She was supposed to meet me like half an hour ago, but you know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, with Venna, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, what are you waiting? What are you doing here?
Well, I asked somebody out in one of my classes, and she said that she'd think about it. So I'm gonna get some nice clothes and look real stylish. What she thinks is yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
So you're waiting for Venna because Venna's gonna tell you what to get.
Yeah, because she's really stylish and fashionable, and Daphne was busy, so she could make something. Not that I could really afford what she makes, but yeah. So that yeah.
Who are you gonna ask out?
Well, it's just you probably wouldn't know her. She's a girl in my class.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's she like?
She's really nice, and she's really tall, and she's
That's a good start.
Yeah, she's tall and she's nice, and she usually remembers my name, so that's big for me.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. So I mean, I don't know what happened to Venna, but do you want to just go shopping?
What are you wearing right now?
I mean, I could be dripped out. I don't know. Yeah, I got my purple robe.
Didn't ever
You got some drippy wizard gear, right? Is that what you're wearing right now?
I'm probably wearing my Dwarmall jersey. Like 7 sizes too big for me.
I think I could probably wait for Venna. That'd probably be all right.
I don't think Venna's gonna come.
No, she said she would, so she probably will.
Forgetful. She's forgetful. Let's just go. You know what? Here, wait, watch. Look at I promise that I can help you.
But what if I go and Venna just shows up? You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Yeah. What if? All right. Well. Why don't we go? And do I have any spells that would help me in this situation? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Rip.
Oh, you know what?
Rip.
How far away can my familiar be?
I think any amount of far away, but you can only communicate with it or see through it when it's within 100.
Cool. Why don't I leave Lil Shadow here, and Lil Shadow can hang out, and if Venna shows up, then Lil Shadow can keep her company.
Okay, sure.
Don't be far. Okay.
All
right, stay. And I pop Lil Shadow out. Leave Lil Shadow there. Just hang out.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Curls up and sits on the.
If Venna shows up, if Venna shows up, then you have to come find me. Okay. Okay. Bye. And I'll go shopping.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to make. If you're trying to get him trendy clothes, like good, nice looking clothes. I don't know what kind of check this is.
I'm not trying to get him trendy clothes. I'm just gonna say, it's not just about what's cool. Generally, it's also about what the person that you're into is into. Right.
I don't know what fashion she likes, but
and he looks down at his rumpled, sort of grease-stained overalls.
I don't think it's this.
Well, I'll give you a good example, right? Think about what is her type,
Well, I hope me.
Yeah, well, I hope so too. But there's punk people, and there's not punk people, there's noble people, good, fancy dress. You could just dress kind of scummy, but it's in a cool way, So if you walked in a formal outfit, would she laugh at you or would she think that's cool?
I don't know.
Venna would think that's cool, but we're not dressing for Venna, right?
Well, no, we're not. I know that there's this book series she really likes.
Oh, what's that? What's that about?
I think it's called A Courtly Intrigue or something.
Oh, so she likes noble.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we dress up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right, so now with that little bit of helpful information, I'm gonna try to make a check to find some like slightly more formal.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a wisdom check. It's not intelligence, it's wisdom because you're feeling the vibes. It's about street smarts.
All right, just straight up wisdom, or am I inciting or something?
I'll give you advantage on it because you've investigated her interests.
Okay, cool. Insight advantage. 18.
Cool. All right. Yeah, you get him dressed in something not too flashy. You don't have him looking like a Bridgerton character. But you do get him some like nice clothes that it's like something that you would see Arlith wear at like a low stakes party.
Yeah, you look good.
Thanks. He does. He
Cool.
looks like a little gentleman.
Awesome. Well, good luck. What's her name?
Her name's Helena.
Cool. You don't know anything about Althea Resk the Fourth, do you?
Althea Resk the Fourth. No.
That's okay. I was a long shot. It was a long shot. All right. Well, I'll see you later, Riven. Good luck.
Did Vena show up?
Oh, let's go check. I go walk back over to
Little Shadow's sleeping on the bench.
Oh, it's a good thing we went. Look at that. I think Venice probably just got distracted.
Yeah, okay, that's probably about right. All right, well, thanks, Everett.
You got it, Riven. See you later.
Hey, if you want some advice, you should wear a jersey of like the home team, not whatever the hell that is.
I saw this man do his thing, and he was awesome. So
yeah, but the Blazing Bullets fans are probably not gonna like that. Just some advice, hometown.
That's okay.
Sort of deal.
I'm not from here, so
okay. That's just my advice. Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Mall's closing.
Okay, I leave.
Cool. Pierre, what are you up to in the afternoon and evening?
Honestly, I'm probably just trying to catch up on studies and stuff like that.
Cool.
But I guess in the evening, I will, is Shandi around or Shandi busy?
Shandi's reading a romance novel in the common room.
I go in and knock on Shandi's door.
I'm in the common room.
He's in the common room. And
yeah,
you do notice that Septon is sitting across from him, just like looking at him and thinking.
Like, book 1 is a courtly tradition. Book 2 is a courtly intrigue.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna. Think
I love
of the
it.
rest.
There's some, okay.
Yeah, I'm in the lounge / smoking room on the house map.
All right, I come find ya. Shandi, I was thinking about your
Septon
date
is
you got
smoking.
earlier. I mean, got later.
I'm sorry. The what? Repeat yourself. It closes the book.
What
He's
you
like,
reading?
oh, it's a book Una told me might help in the upcoming task. You can see he's like 7/8 of the way through it already.
Blasting
wow.
through.
Sweating profusely.
No, you don't see sweat.
That's true. When he stands up, though, you'll.
His eyes are just like open slightly wider than usual.
Okay. Oh yeah, Una's shown me some of her books before. She's got some pretty interesting reading tastes for such a quiet little gal.
I didn't show you those books. I didn't show you those books. No, don't.
You told her about him. I remember.
Anyway, I hold up 2 vials of perfume. I'm like, I was sort of going through some of Turn's stuff in the room before, and for some reason he had these. They might help you with your date.
No, do you know? Well,
They're supposed to make you.
I think it's more of a series of dates. If this book is anything to go by,
Okay.
Do you know what scent they are?
Bird, if I had to guess.
No, they don't smell like bird. They smell like, this one seems to be like some sort of oak and some sort of baking spice, maybe, thyme or something like that. Work it. Oh, and this one is like, I don't know, it smells like flowers and sea salt.
Yeah. Well, those both smell rather lovely, I suppose.
Sure,
If
that's
they-
the kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll take them. I guess it depends on what the other suitor likes, but it can't hurt to keep them in my back pocket. should the need arise.
Yeah, just don't use both of them or all of them at once. I don't know.
Oh, of course not.
Andy, have you considered pheromone maxing?
Listen, when we're on those long haul questing trips, we're all pheromone
That's
maxing.
true. You guys
Probably
smell
true.
bad.
Huh. So you think you can pull this off? Because, look, no offense, but you don't really seem like the Casanova type to me.
Oh, no offense taken, but I think I more or less have to pull this off, so, like I said, any little bit will help. With this book and these perfumes, maybe we've got a fighting chance.
Just curious, what types of things are you learning from that book of yours?
Well,
Can you give me
You
a
said you-
demonstration?
Oh, Jesus.
well,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Septon just cocks an eyebrow at Pierre. I think I have to leave if you two are about to demonstrate what's in the book.
Well, I hate to bring this up, but I'm basically Viserion nobility, so...
oh, well, would I know Viserion nobility versus Selosian nobility, how much overlap there would be in customs?
One of them is like Wood Elven in the woods nobility, and the other one is like the thing that chivalry is based on. It's pretty different. Respect is mutual, you know, but I think the customs are quite different.
Well, the book is more to help me with the romantic aspect of the task. I have a good background in, the more courtly aspects of nobility, although I was wondering, now with that in mind, I was hoping to maybe, before we leave, since we're all going to be staying up a bit later tonight, maybe to run a workshop or something for the rest of the group, get everybody on the same page before we leave tomorrow morning, and if you could help with that, I think two heads work better than one in a scenario.
I think that is a great idea.
I have to write up some invitations.
Yes.
Alright.
What would you like us to do? I say, gesturing at Septon, who's still there.
What?
Oh, you're part of this now, too.
Right, but what do you mean, what would I like you two to do? You just said you're holding a workshop.
He's drafting the invitations. We're gonna ready, we have to prepare, the table and the dinner, and we're gonna make a space to dance. We're probably gonna procure some music, so... Oh, Septon, you're a musician.
Music, there we go. I will provide music. What kind of music should we be expecting at these courtly to-dos? I assume something slower than my normal stuff.
What instruments?
Less of a flute, fiddle. Those are the two I remember. Let's see if I have more written down.
You got your one bardic instrument, right? It's a lute, the DOS lute you have or whatever?
I have the DOS lute, I have a lute, a fiddle, and a flute.
Lute?
Tricky to do them all at once.
Do the fiddle, but try to make it a little bit more sophisticated. You know what I mean?
So a violin.
Yeah. A smart fiddle.
Oh, I'll do what I can. Do you want me to get the rest of the music club over here?
Yes. That'd be awesome.
I mean, I can see what they're doing this time. What time of night is it? Is it like...
It's evening, the sun's set at this point. It's probably
Yeah, no, I mean, the
8 or
music
9.
club's always down for this kind of goofiness. Let me go see who I can round up.
Who the fuck else was in the music club?
I'm pretty sure Elias and maybe Cynthia and...
I know that Renia was.
Runia, yeah.
So,
Alright, yeah. I'll round up a quartet.
Perfect. All right, so Shandi, here's the important question.
Yes.
You're
And Septon
playing the
leaves.
part- You're playing the part of one of the courtiers. Who's going to be playing the other part here? Seems like it could be me or Una or Tether or...
No, I doubt Tether will attend, even if she gets an invitation.
You never know. Okay. All right. Well, Yeah, me
Well,
or, me or Una or Everett, like your choice.
should we draw straws so it's random? Because we won't know what to expect when we get there.
True.
So it's only fair that I should know what to expect tonight.
I think maybe we run it with all three. Just really make sure.
Yes, repetition is key.
Okay, good. All right, I'll go find Una and Everett. Let them know.
Doing the rehearsal.
That's what's happening right now.
I run over to I don't know where's Una. I'm checking Una's room. I'm checking Everett's room.
Yeah, Una's packing in her room.
Una, knock.
What?
All right, we got to rehearse date night. We're all taking turns being the part of a courtier. So you're up on deck. Just be ready for that.
No.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Come on, you gotta help Gandhi out. We need this to work.
I
right?
helped by giving him a book.
Yeah, he's read the whole thing, and I gave him perfume, but
The
now
whole thing?
he's like 7/8 of the way through.
I don't do the I like acting.
No, you don't have to act. Just like be yourself.
And do what?
I'd sit there at the table and pretend to eat, and then like maybe dance. Just help Shanti get ready for anything. It's fine that you're gonna be difficult to work with because that might happen at the thing.
I doubt I'd be like a high lady, whatever.
Yeah. I mean that's fine. You don't have to be. Not really all
Why?
it's cracked up to be anyway. So.
Is there another? Give me any other job.
Can you play an instrument?
Well? No.
Then you're dancing. Everett. Everett.
Everett's probably gotten back to campus at about this point. Yeah. Unless you try to do, you were on the way home. You were doing your
I'm gonna do legend lore at some point tonight, but we can do this first.
Okay.
Knock. Everett.
Come in.
What's up? Hey, first of all, I don't feel like we spent a lot of time together or talked to each other very much yet. Because I feel like out of all the group, you're the one I know the least about.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I'm also an addition. So.
Yeah.
So we're kind of the same in that way.
Us additions, we gotta look out for each other.
Yeah, we do. So what's going on?
I need you to dance with Shanti tonight. Can you do that for me?
Can I do something else?
Wait, I thought I'm dancing.
Look, you
I'm not
and
here.
Una
I'm not
are
here.
both really giving me a hard time about this, but it's for the good of the mission, okay?
I know a lot about words. Can I do something with words?
Yeah, you can talk sweet nothings to Shanti because he's gotta be ready in case his courtier tomorrow does the same thing or whatever time.
Okay, sounds good. I'll work on my poetry.
And you also gotta dance because what if you dance to something and it's really bad?
Okay, I know some dances. I know a lot of dances. I know actually way more dances than anybody, so I'll do it.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well then, expect an invitation later.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
Cool.
Bye.
As you all prep this, Everett, you are left alone in your room, and you do have the opportunity to cast Legend Lore if you'd like.
I'm gonna legend lore Althear Resk the Fourth.
Okay, you are going to Legend Lore Althear Resk the Fourth. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information, is a sentence in here, but I think that kind of sucks shit, so I'm gonna change that a little bit. It's like it's a 5th level spell. You do not learn anything about Althear Resk the Fourth. You do learn stuff about the Resk line. That not only was this a tradition for Althear's, the current Althear Resk the Third's father, but also for his father before him. This is how it has always been for the Resks. Is there is a country home that is kept very secret, and that's where the family lives, while the leader of the family lives in Soul Rift Manor in the capital. You also learn that Resk came to the Empire. The Resk line came to the Empire a long time ago, and very quickly, through
very aggressive business dealing and probably some illegal activities. Although with Legend Lore you would know definitely some legal activities. Rose to the top of the food chain. Lore about the things you need. Okay. And I'm going to change it a little bit more again, because I'm giving you information about something you wouldn't get any about. But there is one piece of information you can get with a good enough Arcana check. You cast the spell extra good.
All right, Arcana check coming in. Don't fail me now. 23.
23 is enough for you to know that the name Althea Resk has appeared before, like a long time ago. There was a figure, a duke, named Althea Resk before the Valhenchi. In this region, in the region that would one day be Zymor, there was a duke by that name. There's some stories about him. He was not very nice, and not loved by his people. But most of the record of that particular civilization was wiped out when the Valhenchi swept through. But like there is historical record of another Althea Resk. Not the same Althea Resk, but that name has shown up before.
Okay. Interesting. Cool. I guess I can't ask any questions because there's nothing to ask questions of. It's just
Nope.
sort of.
That's just all stuff you learn. Yeah.
Cool. Can I go talk to Shandi about it?
Yeah. Shandi's making invitations.
Great. And if Una's around, I'll grab Una as well.
Yeah.
Because Una does research. And I'll be like, hey, pals. So I did a little bit of research on my own, and I wanted to see if I could corroborate some of it with all of you. So I went and talked to Venna, and Venna gave me this really juicy little bit of information that it is thought that Althea Resk III, which is to say the dad, married a commoner because he was in love with her, and that's how Althea Resk IV happened. And that's why they're kept in this house. Now, I learned that is not actually why they're kept in this house, but I do find it interesting that the Althea Resk III, ostensibly, so the rumor goes, married for love, and is now trying to force his offspring to marry for circumstance. Something to think about. The second thing I learned was that the name Althea Resk goes back a long time, and that whether or not the branches are related, it actually goes back way, way, way longer than pretty much any other house that I can think of. Well, maybe that's wrong, but it goes back a very long time, like pre-Valhenchi time.
Shandi, this is news to you. At the beginning of school, did a project on Resk's whole situation. You didn't find anything that said this. This is completely new to you.
It could be that the new Resks just adopted the name of some old Resks because they thought it was powerful, or it could be that this is just a continuation of an ancient line. But regardless of that circumstance, this country house that they have is it's always been in their family, and it's kind of tradition in their family that they keep basically the wife and child, or at least not the wife and child, the head of the household remains at a different place than the rest of the family for some reason.
Well,
And you're 100% sure of this information?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. I mean the arcane does not lie. So, well, it does, but only if it's commanded to do. I I don't think I'm wrong. So I know that doesn't help us find him, but it is interesting.
No, it's still something to consider to keep in the back of mind.
It is interesting that this is some sort of a tradition, and that Lord Resk himself would have had to go through the same process of growing up in this country house, but still somehow found a way to fall in love with a commoner. Well, if we believe Venna.
Huh.
Anyway, just something to consider, that we're walking into what's probably going to be a real head case of a kid.
Well, I suppose the more information we have going into this, the better.
Yeah.
Speaking of, from the bottom of the stack, pulls out 2 envelopes, hands one to each of you. We're doing a bit of a rehearsal dinner tonight, while we stay up late and wait for our departure in the morning. So you are both formally invited.
Oh,
Right.
thank you. I open it.
Just like a really nice, like, handwritten note in, like, script.
Did you make this?
Oh yes, I wrote it just a few minutes ago.
You got really nice handwriting.
Oh, and Una, and he also reaches under the table and pulls up the first book. This is yours. It was very illuminating, and I should like to borrow the sequel. Should you have a copy on hand?
Already?
It's quite the page turner.
That's
You
insanely.
For a long time, I've thought it impossible for anybody to write a more fascinating work than the account of the mercantile fleet that I found in the archives. But
that is so fast.
But
You really had to
Fawn's quite the writer.
Isn't she? Isn't she? All right, I'll get you a courtly intrigue.
Thank you. It would be much appreciated.
A little bit.
Cool. The preparations continue. Septon, you grab the rest of Music Club, which is Runia, Elias, and Cynthia. And Cynthia, though still kind of mad at you, seems excited for the opportunity to play some music. And to go to a courtly event. She gets very excited when you say that.
A simulated courtly event.
I'll take what I can get. And night comes and the event is set up. The quartet you are playing, Septon, you're playing fiddle. Elias is singing. Runia has sort of a hand drum that she's playing, and Cynthia is playing a traditional Carolian instrument, which is sort of like a lap harp. It's an interesting twangy sound. What kind of music are you playing?
I mean, I suppose we would be aiming for something waltz-like, right? Something you would hear in the background of a fancy dinner party in Bridgerton, but not a pit
orchestral
but not a
bad
I was gonna
guy.
say, but not a Pitbull cover.
I'm gonna need you to make 2
Possibly
rolls.
the craziest music scoring choice I have ever heard in my life.
I'm gonna need 2 rolls from you: performance for yourself, and then
Bridgerton bad guy goes off.
charisma for your conducting ability to lead.
That's...
Not that you're conducting, but you are the leader of this quartet. So
All right. You said that was performance.
performance and then flat charisma.
Okay, performance is 27,
Great. Yeah, you're playing great as always.
and then flat charisma
Yep.
15.
Cool. Yeah, you're leading pretty well. Runia, this is not the kind of music that she's used to playing. She definitely is used to playing more up-tempo, circusy beats. So
Probably
she's
also true of Septon, to be fair.
yeah. But she's struggling a little bit, but she's keeping up. You can tell that this is kind of hell for her right now, but she's going for it. She's bearing with it. The rest of the group is following along quite well. This is right up Cynthia's alley, and Elias is pretty adaptable. Cool. So that's going on. Tether did not come despite the invitation.
Wow, what a party pooper.
Honestly, an insult.
Tether's kind of. I think Tether's mad that you guys have to go to a masquerade ball. So. That's she's pouting.
She's gonna show up with the coolest mask.
Yeah, it's
I'll
probably true.
pep talk Tether about, you know how like pheromones work with wild animals, right? Like,
Oh my.
we gotta crank up the pheromones in this place.
On Shandi specifically. Max, if you will.
But what's the rest of the scene look like?
Okay, well, I guess since this was my idea here, we have to start with a pseudo dinner. So we're all sitting at a dinner. We're eating some like simple little snacks or something like that. The peer is insisting, all right, everybody treat this like it's like some feast served at some fancy ball, okay? So
Every time Pierre or Shandi notices somebody like going for the wrong fork, it's like, nope, reset.
Start the meal all over again.
now, but
Can I ask a point of order?
okay.
Who is? I might actually have heard this, but who is Shandi trying to impress? Who is Shandi trying to impress?
Shandi has to impress a lot of people. Shandi has to impress the niece. Shandi has to impress the countess. Shandi has to impress Anissa's grandfather, and Shandi has to impress the court at large.
But who is all like? Do we know anything about the politics of this family? Who's making this call?
The countess ultimately has the final say.
Okay.
Who
So, yeah,
who your friends know and get along with.
So we need to impress everybody, but our primary audience is this woman.
That's a good point.
Okay, good to know. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
But that being said, like I would, because Shandi will have a plethora of personalities to tangle with on this special occasion, I suggest that we all adopt a persona. If you're uncomfortable with that, you can be yourself, that's fine. But Shandi is probably pretty used to dealing with each of us by now. Anyway,
Can I do a voice?
oh, absolutely. I
You're
encourage
encouraged to.
Yes.
Septon,
Okay.
Septon turns to the quartet and goes, "We are the help. It is our job to gossip. It is our job to notice everything and tell them nothing unless anyone slips us money."
You mean we don't have to talk?
No. You would be expected
thank
not
God.
to talk to anyone in this room.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear.
Pierre, correct me if I'm wrong about any of that.
Yeah, that's fine. You can talk if you want.
I really don't want to.
Do I get a glare from Cynthia for the, our job is to keep gossip and not tell anyone?
Cynthia seems on board with that, actually. I think Cynthia understands how that works.
Like that tracks. That
I
tracks.
think the challenge for you tonight, Shandi, is to roll with the mistakes because, I mean, you might run into somebody in the days to come and they're just like a mess, but like you gotta do what you gotta do. So,
I
keep it up,
suppose that's
Luna.
right.
What?
I'm just messing with you. Okay, I suppose I'll go first. I'll take on my persona. Oh, hello. Well, aren't you a handsome individual?
Why? Thank you.
Oh,
What's-
yes. So confident in your speech as well. Let me ask this. Are you particularly virile? Because it's very, very important to father that I find someone who is particularly virile.
You see, my virility is
Septon shifts the groove to something a little more seductive.
it's never been an issue in the past. Have a good rest of your night.
Okay. All right. Now, your turn.
What do I do?
Talk to him.
Hi.
Hello, Una.
All right. Fine. All right, Everett, you're up.
Hi. Hello. How are you? It is
I'm doing very well. Yourself?
excellent. I have a poem that is on the tip of my tongue that I must speak immediately. I'm sure that you know it.
A poem for me. I'm flattered.
Oh, but it is for the world, and we will do it together. So, I'm sure that you know this poem. It is by the incredible writer Scarlett What's
Scarletta Adair.
Scarletta Adair? I'm supposed that you know of her. It goes like this. Oh, a rose by any other name shall smell as sweet, or something like that. You can finish it, I'm sure.
History check.
Sure.
17.
You're familiar with the poem that he's talking about. Like, he's not done the beginning right, but you know what he's talking about.
I will ignore the mistake and finish the poem.
All right, you finish out the poem.
Oh, excellent! Oh, how learned! How smart! How
Oh, your portion was excellent as well.
I know. Thank you. Was that okay?
That was great. All right, time for dancing.
Okay.
The table is cleared. A bunch of Acorn Gang squirrels come in and push the table out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess I insist we all take turns dancing. We can fast forward to at any point.
Oh, yeah, I mean, this is fun, but we could move through this. Everyone who intends to dance, make a... I think make a performance check, but swap decks for charisma.
Here's the real goal. And this is my metagame request.
Okay.
I would love to... this is such an afterthought. I want to prep Shandi in such a way that just give him advantage on some check during the date night.
Yeah. Let's get these dance rolled out of the way to determine how many advantages he's going to receive. Because I think the way you handled that poem thing will give you at least one advantage with faux pas.
Our boy has become a man.
23 on Shandi's dance show.
I mean, we all knew that Shandi was good at courtly dancing.
23 for Una as well.
We didn't know that Una was, but now we do.
Una went to theater camp, baby.
Yeah.
She's a strong mover.
I'm watching Una dance on the floor, and like my jaw is open.
So, can I make a check? Can I cast a spell while this is happening?
Sure.
I want to do Legend Lore again.
Okay.
And the information that I'm looking for, and I know that I need to name person, place, or object.
Yes.
But, like, I'm looking for a dance that a noble would admire somebody for knowing, right? It's like when you show up to a wedding and you find out that somebody can waltz, and it's just like, what? Like, how this person knows how to do this crazy thing? Like I'm... And I guess what I would be looking for is, like, I don't know, legend lore of, like, the, like, Selosian court, or, like... I don't know. What's like a
if you're looking specifically for like the customs of the Evdetua Valley, that's probably close enough for legend lore. The cool. Dancing customs. Yeah, I guess with legend lore you can learn about a very traditional. Because the thing about Salos is that it is the largest empire in the world, and it's not even close. But because of that, a lot of the cultures are very disparate. It's very patchwork in what makes Selosian culture Selosian, and what a lot of those small sort of regional counties or baronies like is when their particular brand of culture that came out of the days of barbarism and the age of the gods is popular and is used. And as
they like to be pandered to.
Yes, I mean, like if they see that, then like that is.
Yeah.
That is a thing they love. And there is a dance that is still practiced in the Evdetua Valley, though pretty much nowhere else, which is the Waltz du Oris, which is a very flowy, multi-partner dance in which sort of the origin of it was to enact the flowing of the river that runs through the valley. It's not a river dance. It's not tap dancing. It is very much a waltz, but it's sort of like a line waltz with a large number of individuals.
I will interject. Do I get to learn some of it, or do
I think with legend lore you know the basic moves of it.
Okay, I will interject that information into all these wonderful dance checks.
Great. Pierre, are you dancing?
I am. I rolled a 5 on my performance check.
So you got 2 left feet a little bit.
I'm
But
trying to play the role of a very overbearing individual. I keep trying to pull Shandi in closer to me.
how do you respond to that,
Mom.
Shandi?
Oh.
I'm like trying to maintain a neutral distance while being like polite about it. Like I'm trying not to act like I'm pulling away, but like using the motion of the dance to like keep like
Cool.
a proper distance.
Cool. All right. Well, the dancing ends. You all learn the waltz to Orise, and Orise. I think it's Orise, but I should know. I wrote it, but we're gonna go with Orise. That's canon now. Yeah, the party goes pretty darn well. It gets fairly late in the night, and the underclassmen do have to say goodbye because they have to go to class tomorrow, so they're gonna go to bed. But I will say, because of this practice, Shandi, you basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 2 points of inspiration, and those inspiration are to be used if something goes catastrophically wrong, either in talking or dancing, during courtship. So
Okay.
mark that down wherever you need to. If you do a bad roll when courting or dancing, you have 2 get out of jail free cards, or 2 second attempts, I should say. Cool. And yeah, the party comes to a close. Yeah, a pretty good time. I think Tever probably comes down and like hangs out and watches for part of it. I don't think she's just gone. I will ask if there's anything any of you guys want to do till morning, or if you intend to go to sleep or actually stay up like he said you should.
Yeah. Staying up, I guess.
Cool. Just studying, hanging out, talking, whatever. No big deal.
I'm assuming we told somebody in admin that we're
Mrs.
leaving.
Mrs. Lee knows you're going, yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's all perfectly fine. Cool. All right. Well, the morning comes, and with the morning, that's a little intense. With the morning, you meet the Baronet, Rogier Beautrel, out by the lake, bright and early. You see the Nimneth is back on his roof, pouting again, like he does. But the Baronet looks rather tired. Obviously, he's been awake for a really long time, and he looks a little stressed out. But as you approach, you see him very quickly form himself back into his very practiced, sort of polite facade. He says, "Well, I'm excited for you to join me. I've sent ahead to my servants to prepare my cottage for our arrival. There should be places for all of you to sleep. We'll be arriving at night. The sun shall have already set, though it is just now rising here. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but you're to be on your best behavior. This is a very regal affair. Though, should you like to participate in the joust or the hunt or any of that, you, of course, are more than welcome. And the festival on the weekend may be more your speed."
Fun.
Should you intend on wooing for your master, then it is important that you speak not only to the Countess, but also to the grandfather of the woman you wish to woo, and I shall make introductions when we are there. But I shall not be serving as a guide. I have many very important things to do as part of the party planning committee.
Very well.
Well, please gather close. It's not a large radius on this. None of you are allergic to divine magic, yes?
You can be allergic?
No.
Well, I know some of you have less seemly origins, so I didn't know if there was an issue with that.
All good.
Should be
Thanks.
fun.
Right. Well, and he begins incanting, and he casts Word of Recall. And you all the feeling of arcane teleportation is one that you're used to, and it is this sort of weird stretching. It's not painful, but it is uncomfortable. This doesn't feel like that. This feels like being carried away on a gentle wind until you feel ground once more beneath your feet. You appear in a small open-air pavilion. It looks like a small temple of sorts on a hill, overlooking the Evdetoire Valley. The first thing that hits you is the gentle and fragrant breeze, carrying a refreshing and relaxing scent and washing over you with a sense of the open space around you. In that open space, this night-cloaked valley spreads out before you. It is a massive and verdant valley dotted here and there with clusters of lights, likely small villages or towns. A river lazily winds its way through its center, and even in the dark of night, it is clear that this place is awash in vibrant color. And at the head of the valley, over to the east, you see a massive mountain, snow-capped mountain, and a castle built into the side of it with massive gleaming towers. And the Baronet takes a deep breath in and exhales and says, "Welcome to my home. Welcome to the Evdetoire Valley." He then leads you down a little trail down this hill that winds lazily down some steps to a small nearby village, quaint and cozy. There's some somewhat Bavarian architecture here, rows of two-story cottages connected by charmingly cobbled streets. He leads you through this town to a large manor at the east end of the village. A guard in golden armor stands at the front, recognizes him, lets them in. And he welcomes you all in, shows you through, surprisingly modest foyer into a sitting room with a fireplace where the fire is roaring. Says, I would apologize for the chill, but for you, I imagine it's quite warm right now. I am having my help set up your rooms at the moment, but please relax, grow acclimated, become accustomed. In the morning, we will be heading to the capital, to Jacolar. Do all of you know how to ride?
Right.
A horse?
Yes.
Well
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, I believe we've done that on our adventures from time to time.
Good. We will be taking horses. It will make the trip quicker. And you hear a loud knock on the front door. And he goes, you see a grimace, like a visible grimace on his face before he quickly recovers his practiced expression. It says, "And there is our final guest for the night. I did not explicitly expect him, but I thought he might show." A moment, and he walks over towards the front door, and you see him take a beat for himself and sigh and prepare himself before welcoming the knocker in. The man who enters is a human man in his mid to late 60s, but in fantastic shape for his age. His broad shoulders and barrel chest are clad in golden tabarded steel armor. His white hair is somewhat thin, but between it, his bushy eyebrows, and the beard across his chin, he does not strike you as balding. His tan skin wrinkles around his blue eyes and the corners of his mouth, as the broad smile he currently wears is clearly one he wears often. And though he is armored with a long sword strapped to his belt, he does walk with a slight limp and carries a sturdy cane topped with a tarnished steel orb. The Baronet begins to address the man, saying, "This is quite the welcome surprise, Your Grace." But the man cuts him off and slaps a heavy hand on his shoulder and says, "Come now, Betrell, I've told you. Call me Sir Byron. And of course I couldn't miss this. The heroes that saved the Countess right here in our little valley. Friends!" And he physically pushes past the Baronet. "It is a pleasure to meet you. You can call me Sir Byron, or if you must, Castellan of Northweep. But there is truly no need for formalities between fellow adventurers."
Lord Byron, wow.
Oh, Sir Byron, please.
Sir Byron, sorry.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Byron. Septon Xanthus and the Bright Futures.
He gives your hand a strong, firm shake. There's a lot of power in the arm of such an old man.
I would assume, and then Septon will go through everybody's name
It is nice to meet you, one and all. Betrayal, where's a chair? A chair! I simply must have conversation with these young adventurers. And the Baronet goes, well, it's quite late, and we need to get up very early. And he goes, well, I suppose that I'll take over the hosting duties. Baronets, am I right? Before he does sort of pull a chair for himself and sit down in it. Big man spread, just sort of leaning forward. Says, so, adventurers, are you?
Yeah.
We've been on a few.
Yes, we are.
I am cut from a similar cloth, though we call us knight-errants down here. I also engage in the profession of slaying monsters, defeating evil, and making our homes safe.
Well, then we're in good company.
As am I. Tell me, do you intend to participate in the joust?
Can't say I've ever been a lance user myself.
Yeah. Is the joust just for those who are here a-courting?
Courting? Well, members of the court, certainly, but no, the joust is open to anyone with permission from the Countess, and since you are all good friends of her, I imagine you will have those permissions.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, I'm jousting.
I don't know, the nobles will turn their nose up at this, but there's also a bit of a prize.
What is the
Well, I don't know, but Trell won't tell me! You see, Ruggier is like, he's standing in the room, like, visibly, his hands visibly shaking. He's like, well, I'm not allowed to. Your Grace, please! Sir Byron! Well, I should like to see you all in action, but you must tell me some of your deeds, some of your adventures. I know all of the tale where you saved the Countess from an assassin of the Golden Mask, I believe. Yes, that's very interesting. I've tussled with the Golden Mask myself.
Let's see our interesting stories. Well, back home.
dragon?
Wait.
No,
Maybe don't lead with that.
Build up to that.
Right, okay, sorry.
Back at home, we're near the city of Kelshar, town of Kelshar, city of Kelshar. We're known as the heroes of Kelshar due to an event we called the Sugar Siege. A crazed wizard animated large confectionery creatures to attack the town. It was us who fended them off.
Our knaves will think of anything these days. Oh, that is quite impressive! I've not had the pleasure to tussle with too many mages. They're not very common in these parts, but, I do wish that in my heyday I could have had battle with a great sorcerer.
Oh, believe me, they are a pain. This one in particular continues to be a pain in our side.
Oh, he escaped, did he?
This time.
This time. No, I see the fire in your eyes. Septon Xanthus, I wager you'll get
pissed.
I wager you'll get the better of him yet.
Oh, I can only hope.
What else? What else have you done?
Let's see. Let's see. What have we completed? What are we not currently working on? Anyone got anything?
I mean, we saved
there was
our...
there was the fish.
The fish. Do you mean the giant eels, or do you mean
The big fish.
the divine fish that we dealt with one time?
Well, why not both? They were both quite the feat, I think.
The giant eels, once again, a gift from our sorcerer friend.
A rival, a recurring villain.
Infected the lake we live by. Harry had to deal with them before they destroyed our home. Yes, that was an interesting one.
I have something of a recurring villain in my life as well. Though I'm afraid he has gotten the best of me. Or he did not, but age got the best of me before I could defeat him. Yes, there's golden...
Something glances at our host here.
Yes, there is, they say, a lich in these hills. And I have fought his minions many times, but I never quite found him. And I'm afraid my days of adventuring myself are behind me. But the knights errant that live in my keep of Northweep, well, we will outsmart him yet.
There's a lich in them hills.
A lich in the hills.
That's what they say.
Interesting.
And I've seen some proof myself. Though the last time I attempted to face him, a draconic skeleton summoned by his hand, well, it dealt the final blow to my leg.
Ah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it is no matter. I had enough adventuring for a lifetime. More than a lifetime.
Well, speaking of draconic, on our most recent adventure, after a bit of a... Do you know the Grey Blight? Are you familiar with the area?
I'm afraid I know very little of where you come from. The Zymor.
Well,
yes.
It's a footnote in the story. We can skip a few things, in fact. We faced ourselves an adult green dragon very recently.
A fellow dragon slayer. You know, it's a small club. This dragon slaying club we belong to. Not many have done it and lived to tell the tale.
And Septon will give a quick recounting of how they came up against the dragon, leaving out any mention of a Scythe Lord.
That's probably wise. He listens enraptured. He asks questions. He seems legitimately very, very pleased to meet all of you. You tell the story. He launches into a story about the dragon he slew. A red dragon that was trying to make a horde of the mountain above the capital, and him and a group of other knights took care of it. I mean, he doesn't tell it that quickly. It's a lengthy story before you hear a voice, the baronet goes, "Well, I am headed to bed. It's an early day tomorrow." He goes, "Oh, well, I suppose that's for the best. I'll be riding with you to Jacolar tomorrow, and I should hope to see you at various functions. Say, do you have a group for the hunt yet?"
Not presently.
No.
No.
If you intend to go about it, I would be honored if you take an old timer like myself along with you. I may not be the fiercest fighter anymore, but I know this place like the back of my head. Born and raised in this valley.
I think that's the big thing we lack here in this group, so if we wind up in the hunt, we'll take you up on it.
Oh, I am happy to hear it, bright futures. Or should I say heroes of Keljar? Betrayal, where am I sleeping? And he pushes himself up to his feet and walks out. And you see the baronet just take a moment, all pretense gone, just loathing in his face before he... "This way, your grace." "Oh, Sir Byron!" And they disappear. Some servants come and gather you. And they take you to two separate rooms.
Hang on, before we leave.
Yeah.
Before we leave, Septon's just gonna say, why do I fear that's going to be the most likable person we meet this week?
Oh no.
Well, we gotta hold on to him. Because I think you're right.
Resk's contact was in the city, right?
Yeah, he's in Jacolar. Yeah. Right. Though before you go to bed, you do notice a map out on the table. No one owns tokens with visions in this scene, so give me a sec. Yeah, okay. What? Don't worry about it.
You see a map on the table, but suddenly you're blindfolded.
You're just blind. There you go. It is not like the maps that you're used to. It's a lot more... clearly the artist took some liberties with bits and pieces of it, but it is a map of the Avre de Trois Valley. You guys recognize that you are currently here. And I should probably show the stream this, huh? You recognize that you are here.
Whoa!
In Betrell. Why is that not labeled? Well, it went away. This little town here is where you're at, and the name of the town is Betrell. Some of my labels went away, and I'm not entirely sure why that happened. So I'll fix that later. But it might be permissions, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But you're here. I'll fix that before next time. But you are whisked away to bed, into two nice guest rooms, one with a large fancy bed and a cot, and then another with two smaller fancy beds and a cot. And you can go ahead and take a rest and prepare for your Solosian adventure. And that is where we will end tonight's session of Bright Futures. Pick up with your ride to the capital. Woohoo! Alongside the Baronet and Sir Byron. Cool. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not currently playing a game of, that is a TTRPG with your friends, that's what I say now, you should, because it's the only time you can go to Dick Suck Junction! You can't do that anywhere else, baby! Woo! Alright, goodbye!
Bye.